Well, welcome mountain bike fans from all around the world. Even if you've never watched a mountain bike event before, you have come to the right place. This is the spectacle of all spectacles, 2023 Red Bull Rampage about to start. We have our first rider loaded up into the gate. Great to see this man back, the Spaniard, Adolf Silva. Second Rampage appearance. He was out here in 2018. Issues in his run saw him finishing in 11th. It's been quite the process to get back onto this start list. He's been working so hard those years, and it all comes down to this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Adolf is absolutely a fearless rider. He's gone through so much in this sport. He looked really good last time he was out here, but he couldn't get the run he wanted, and now he's back to really prove himself out here.
That was 5 years ago. It's crazy to think how fast time flies.
Yep.
And when he showed up for his first Rampage, we knew he had the big tricks. Everybody was questioning whether or not he had the bike skill. And man, has he ever brushed up on those skills in these past 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. I think even when he did that first Rampage, he proved a lot of people wrong. He was pinning down his line. He did some of the biggest drops out there. So I think Adolf is more than ready for a big Rampage performance here today. Rooting for him, for sure.
It was crazy about that issue he had in his run in 2018 is he messed up on a trick that is, you know, his bread and butter. He messed up on a Superman seat grab. He's planning on dropping straight down the middle of the gut of this venue here. He's sharing a top section with Carson Storch, so you know it's steep and technical.
Oh my gosh. What a view right here as we see the top of Rampage, so exposed, so steep on the way down, straight off the top, and Adolf looks almost ready to drop.
Yeah, we are loving these conditions. The riders have been battling very windy conditions the past 2 days of practice, which makes it tough. That's that moment when your line is finally rideable.
Ready?
And the wind came up, but here
ready.
for finals day,
Rider
it is
number
such a beautiful
18,
morning.
Adolf Silva. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
The bottom, boys.
So we got our first rider on course right now. Adolf Silva has to control his brakes really well into this first shoot. Looks completely on point. Gets a little rowdy there, but he's on. Makes his jump up onto the ridge with a bit of steez.
Oh, he went too far.
No, he goes down and he loses the bike.
Oh, man. That was... Here, let's listen. He's got a mic on.
Okay, so at least Adolf looks really disappointed there. I think he had to battle for a lot of speed to get up onto that jump, he was saying, but it looked like he just overcooked it, didn't it, Cam?
He dropped straight down into the gut, and he got rowdy. He was out of control. He saved it, but he wasn't able to scrub the right amount of speed before that takeoff. And from that camera angle, it looked like he launched into the bank, up into the high side, missing his trail.
Yeah, you can see where he kind of tumbled down from up above.
That right there was the freeride mountain bike equivalent of replacing your divots on the golf course right there. He's on somebody else's line, knowing that he sloughed some shale and some rocks in there, so he scrubbed them out of the way. Let's take a look. This angle, we're really gonna see it. Oh, he landed up on the bank.
He lands up on the wall and kind of almost saves it. He was so committed. These riders are just giving their all for every one of these runs. We saw Adolf yesterday in practice clean that chute very easily almost, but I think he gave a lot more speed. We saw him get really rowdy, and unfortunately it goes wrong for him, but he knows he's got it. Look at this, just steezing up, and whoa, if that would have worked, that would have been really cool, but
I mean, this is exactly what Jeff Gulovich, our judges insider, was explaining earlier. Just inches between perfection and the end of your run.
Yep.
The judges want to see aggression. They want to see you coming into a feature with too much speed and blasting it. But right there was no landing where he put those tires down. That was a vertical wall.
Yeah, absolutely. You're on point, Cam. The judges want to see these riders absolutely ripping their lines and executing them perfectly and beautifully. And Adolf was definitely pinning it there.
Format for this competition, every rider gets 2 runs. The best one counts. So we will have Adolf Silva working his way back to the top of the course for a second opportunity. For the riders who stomp their line in their first run, you often see them go, wow, I got my dream run. I don't need to take my second run. So that's what we can expect to see out here today. First run down the hill, not completed, but the conditions are second to none. The crowd is out in full force.
Yeah, the crowd is fired up for today's competition. Rampage crowd is always so hyped up for all these riders. And we got some good conditions for now.
You know, it doesn't hurt to get the adrenaline flowing, get the willies out for Adolf to drop in. I bet he wishes he could get back to the top and drop immediately after that issue right there. 4-second run, we will run it in reverse start order. So the lowest score will drop first, and whoever is the rider to beat after run 1 will be dropping last. Adolf working his way down. Take this as a little opportunity for some practice.
Yeah, the pressure's off. Oh! The extension on that was just ridiculous. Oh my God, Sui, I think he grabbed his hips there. Wow, this is so good to see him doing the rest of his run after that crash, building that confidence for run 2. Is he gonna... Oh my gosh, he goes for the double flip and he goes down.
Okay, that's like, oh, the blood is definitely flowing now. That's more than a warm-up.
Well, I know Adolf must be completely raging right now because he's an absolute double flip specialist. The run went wrong in the beginning and the double flip goes wrong, but you know what? I'm looking at this as positivity for him because he got all of the mistakes out of the way, and I think for run 2, he's just gonna be able to turn it on and go top to bottom, huh, Cam?
I like that positivity right there. He did have some really great moments there as well. The extension on that Superman, a little insight as to what can come for his second run. But here we're gonna get another look at this double backflip attempt here at the bottom.
Ooh! Wow, only a rider that's done so many double backflips could get out of that the way Adolf Silva just did. I think he mistimed his pop. Maybe he got blinded a bit by the sunlight coming into that jump or something. Because it looked like when he spots right there in the middle, he's like, oh, I do not have this.
No way.
Wow.
Adolf wasted no time, first day of practice, doing double backflips. We've seen him do double backflips at other events under crazy weather scenarios. I think when you find yourself at the top of the course here, 600 vertical feet beneath you at Red Bull Rampage, he's fought so hard to get back to the top of that course. That's a really nerve-wracking scenario. You've been there, Nikolai. He's not going to be as nervous when he gets back up there for run number 2.
Oh, absolutely. The pressure is kind of off. Everything went super wrong, and now he knows what he needs to do to make it happen. Look at him. He's shaking his head. That's his mom right there, comforting him. I'm sure he's pissed off right now, but I'm looking forward to seeing the next run from, you know.
He's got it. We know he has it. Those were uncharacteristic mistakes there.
For sure. I bet you know from personal experience that some mistakes like that in the first run sometimes really fire you up to make it happen in that next run.
You say that's not going to be the end of my story. Well, speaking of somebody who wants to write another page in his story, this man found himself in his first Rampage just a year ago. Unfortunately, a crash in competition the morning of finals saw his name removed from the start list. He's a 7-time Rampage digger, 6 of those times for 3-time winner Kurt Sorge. He is at the top of the course here, making up for that mistake in practice last year. This will be his first time dropping in for a Red Bull Rampage finals run. This is Alex Volokhov.
Looks like he's eyeing up the conditions from the top there. I'm so thrilled that we finally get to see Alex Volokhov show his riding skill out here in the desert.
17, Alex Volokhov, 3, 2, 1, Nelson, BC.
Okay, Volokhov dropping in steep line off to start the shoot. He absolutely cleans it. Look at that FPV drone view. Oh, he goes deep on this jump. He needs to keep all the speed he can. Cleans the next one and makes it over that ridge jump, which is Sorge to get speed for. He's on it, Cam.
Alex Volokhov sharing a line with Kurt Sorge.
Now he's coming in to the biggest drop on his line. Gets a suicide no-hander. He cleans it. Now coming into this lower section, this long and low step down took him out last year. Can he get it? Yes!
Perfect. How's he gonna finish off?
Whoa, the FPV getting real close there. Right, and there's the last tip. A very clean run, huh, Cam?
Super smooth run right there. That's gotta feel so good for Alex Volokhov. There we go, our second rider of the day, putting it top to bottom into the finish corral. Alex Volokhov has now competed in Rampage. It's gotta be an amazing feeling right there.
Yeah, just taking a moment to process what just happened. The crowd giving him so much love. The first rider to do a full pull after the struggle from last year, crashing on contest day, and now he's at the bottom. I can't imagine the feelings right now for Alex Volokhov. I'm so hyped for him.
Salema, I gotta imagine the crowd is loving seeing a rider rip by right now for a top to bottom run here.
Yeah, guys, the crowd is absolutely going nuts. And you know what was awesome was to see Alex's dig team just high-fiving and losing their minds after his run.
Suicide no-hander on El Nino. That's the biggest hit in his line there, Nikolai.
Yep.
Great to see. I was watching the start of the run going, okay, he might just be putting one down, no tricks, just to try to conquer that demon, get top to bottom in a Rampage run. It was great to see him throw his hands off. The judges are gonna love that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a massive drop. Nice suicide.
And the score in for Alex Volokhov.
We're still
what is it
waiting
going
for
to be? A 72.
That's not bad at all for the first score for top to bottom. So Alex should be pretty hyped with that. And let's see where he sits going into run 2 and see if he has some more to bring to the table.
Our nickname for a top to bottom successful run, a T to B there. The first one we've had in competition today, a 72, the score to beat. Alex Volokhov into the hot seat.
Oh, Cam, you're stoked for this guy, aren't you?
30 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
That came up quick.
Talus Turk, I am very excited to watch
Say
this
what?
youngster take to the course. He's wearing a microphone.
Yeah,
It's gonna be quite a show.
Goggles. Hello.
Big thanks to our friends
man.
at T-Mobile
Who gave me these?
for supplying the technology
Tell them to.
so we can mic up Talus Turk here in this run.
You're fine.
As it turns out, he happens to talk to himself quite a bit while he's riding. Let's see if he'll do that in his very first
Copy that.
Red Bull Rampage appearance. The 21-year-old, originally from Bellingham, Washington, living right here in the Des now, putting in the time and dedication, living the free ride mountain bike lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. That feels money.
You ready, buddy?
Yeah, let's get it.
Rider number 16, Talus Turk. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, here we go. Talus dropping in. You hear him confident at the top saying, yeah, let's get it. I think he's mic'd up, so let's listen into how he's feeling down this run. He's T-Bog there. Whoa, Steezy getting
close.
really close to the edge right there, but he's keeping it going.
Chiller, he says.
Nice.
Nice suey.
Oh, a big
Oh!
flatty. He gets
Whoa.
it. Ready for this one.
Get it, Talus.
Oh! No.
Oh. Damn, that's AIDS, bro.
Dude, he's got a
Good.
slang term for everything.
Holy shit, cunt. That's dial.
Okay. All right, let's jump in, Nikolai. We watched Talus backflip that twice yesterday morning. It's the biggest step down flip he'd ever done by about 15 feet more vertical than what he practices on. He handled that like a champ, but when you watched him land, notice it looked like he slipped right pedal.
Yeah,
Chain appears to be off.
I think what happened there was Talus got a bit more rowdy on the flat spin on the jump before than he maybe would have wanted. The position in the flat spin was super steezy and maybe a little too leaned over, and it seemed like maybe he thought he needed to pick up some more speed into the big step down flip, because he went, I think, bigger than we saw him go yesterday. And on a drop of that size, it's really hard to handle the impact. Crazy that his feet blew off and he still handled the impact.
Let's take a look back. So he got this sui, then he rolled out this flip. Let's take a look.
Could hear him before the sui saying like, chill, chill, chill.
Yeah.
So he was on the right mindset for sure.
Oh, that was so stylish. Here we go. Let's see how low he lands. Back flipping, the biggest hit in his line, El Nino, right after this rolled out flat spin. Here it is. Oh, man, both feet blew off. Such a heavy impact. And I was hoping he wasn't, you know, experiencing a sore ankle. We saw him looking down. There you can see the chain completely off.
Look at this backflip, just immaculate execution. He just goes a bit too far and the feet come off and the chain comes off.
I mean, I'm looking for Talus Turk to be standing on that podium in his first Rampage appearance. He was so close to putting a score down in run one. Just 2 more trickable features left to go before that chain fell off. So, Jeff Gulovich, our judges analyst, how do the judges handle something like this? The third rider to drop. We've only had one successful top to bottom before. Adolf put it through the line, even though he spent a long time getting back on the bike. They got to score this run, right, Jeff?
Actually, he took longer than 3 minutes, so it is outside the criteria, unfortunately. With his 2 crashes, we're glad to see he's okay, and he will have a second go at it. Right now, with Volokhov completing a solid run top to bottom, he's got a solid score of 72. And unfortunately, with Talus not completing his run, he's going to be sitting in second place because he did make it further down than Silva, but that's where we're at right now.
So that's how it works. If you don't put it to the finish corral within the allotted time amount, you get ranked based on how far you make it down the hill?
More or less, that's the only way we'd have to work with.
Thanks, Jeff. We're looking for another successful top to bottom run out of our 4th rider to drop here. The man who's been setting the internet ablaze with what he has his sights set on for this Red Bull Rampage run. Brendan Fairclough riding 2 of the most technical features we have on this hill. We highlighted those in the pre-show, Nikolai.
Yeah, Brandon Fairclough. He's such a legendary rider, so reputable in the racing world as well. And he has some very, very insane features coming up in this run, some iconic features. He's getting some sui practice there. I wonder where that one's going to come out.
So many.
Rider number 15.
Go.
Brendan Fairclough. 3, 2, 1.
This could, without a doubt, be a podium run. He has some of the most technical and exposed and consequential features on this run. Here he comes into the battle chip.
Okay, get ready for this. He's rolling into the most exposed feature in Rampage history. Oh, you hear him in the helmet celebrating because that feature is so gnarly. Let's keep it going, Brendog.
Here comes the canyon gap.
Suicide no-hander on the canyon gap, and he's hyped up once again. Brendog is so on it. Keep it going to the bottom.
Yes, he's got a lip down here. He flips it.
Whoa, almost hitting the clip end as he flips across. Oh, I'm loving this from Brendog, yes. Okay, another trick coming up here. Big backflip. Yeah! Yes. And now he's really at the bottom. Oh my goodness. So many gnarly portions of that run, and he was so on it. Fist pumping, left arm, right arm, skidding.
Yes. What a run that was. Oh, all the Brendan Fairclough fans around the world jumping up and down in their living rooms, cheering on that run.
That is insane. You have to be so composed during a Rampage run, top to bottom, and it just shows how gnarly these features are that Brendan is selling in his helmet. each of these portions of the run. It's unbelievable to see. What do you think?
That was one of those runs where a week ago, people are saying, uh-oh, Brendan is biting off too much. The battleship's not gonna work, the canyon gap's not gonna work. And then little by little, the builds come together and it manifests in what we just saw, a T to B, top to bottom run with both those features. Not only did he clear the 60-foot canyon gap, he threw the suicide no-hander, which we're going to see right now.
We saw him practicing this in the start gate, gets the full extension and just clears that gap so perfect. If you haven't seen that canyon gap in person, it's not just the canyon gap that's gnarly, it's the run-in as well. A big shoot, a step down, and then the canyon, and in addition, he suies it.
You know what's amazing is this flip right here. He could put more into that in run number 2.
Oh, yes, indeed.
This
we know
man has
Brendan
a
can take the
fourth.
hands off in the flip as well.
At Red Bull Rampage, he'd love a podium. Let's throw it down to Tina Dixon, who's standing with Brendan.
Oh yeah, Brendan's trying to catch his breath down here. Let's first talk about before the run, because you had 2 really significant features you had to finish there. What was the anticipation like?
Honestly, the battleship at the top has been like a huge feature for me. It's been keeping me up at night. The exposure is just absolutely insane. So didn't get to ride it this morning, but that was the first time I rode it, and then got the hands off on the on that insane canyon gap. So I'm so stoked. Just a huge thanks to the dig crew, Ollie, Diggs, killed it. I'm so stoked.
You know, towards the end of that run, though, we were hearing you screaming throughout. What were the emotions like?
Oh, you know what? It's actually my my youngest daughter's first birthday today.
What?
So happy birthday to her, and I'm stoked.
Well, a happy birthday to her, and the score, we're just getting it in with an 86. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, well done is an understatement. An 86.66. Brendan Fairclough is now the man to beat.
86.66 is an unreal score for Brendog. Brendan Fairclough, what a birthday present for his daughter, but next in the gate.
Oh, yes. Man, the journey Kyle Strait has gone through to find himself back to the top of this Red Bull Rampage start tower. Same venue as last year, where he was heli-vac'd out of. He spent the entire year recovering from a broken back. He's packing some hardware as a souvenir. And you know what? He faced his demons, rode that feature that took him out last year. And right now, the only man who has been a part of every single Rampage, about to drop in for his 17th Rampage experience here.
There you go, buddy. Rider number 14, Kyle Strait. 3, 2, 1.
Get it, Kyle. Kyle has won at this venue. He took first place in 2013. He's going to be making his way to the same feature he used to win 10 years ago. It's even bigger now. Let's see if he can string it all together.
Legend at Rampage, Kyle Strait. He's dropping into this first feature. Whoa, steep drop makes it look way too easy. Another drop there, looking really solid so far. Into the drop that took him out, he gets it. Now the Evel Knievel jump, he gets it as well, putting the pedal into the icon center. Whoa, he goes huge on it, Cam.
So deep, so much speed right now.
Ripping the fire road into the second section of the run. This run is so fast.
How is he already at the bottom of the course right now?
Are you kidding me? That was the fastest run ever and so clean.
So good.
Showing the experience, showing why he's such a legend, showing why Reggie Miller calls him the GOAT, Kyle Strait.
You know what? He's Reggie Miller's favorite freeride mountain biker. That was like a half-court shot through the net right there. He went so deep off the icon sender.
That's crazy. He, after the Evel Knievel long and low, he had put in another pedal, and Kyle already rolls so fast, he just went massive.
You know what? I don't think that he jumped that this morning. I think that that was his first time hitting it dirt to dirt.
Are you serious?
I believe so. 2013, there was wood, and so it was a shorter gap. That is a gigantic feature. It's got to feel so good for Kyle right now to be in this corral after what happened last year.
I cannot believe the feeling he must be experiencing. What an incredible accomplishment to even be here, let alone do the run that he just did.
Man, so excited for this moment right here. I've been riding a lot with him over the past year, watching him slowly tick those boxes, getting ready for this moment where he faces this feature yet again and strings it together for a top-to-bottom successful Red Bull Rampage run. Look at this. This is going to be a great view.
Whoa.
Huge. Huge.
Oh, that landing is so narrow for how massive that drop is. And look how fired up he is in this fire road, just ripping. There's the drop that took him out. He cleans it absolutely money. This jump is super, super long. And then look, he's pedaling.
Salema, being right in the middle of the course had to be insane to witness that with your own two eyes.
Yeah, I'm up here at mid-road. It was with Tyler Behrman, and he just said to me, that makes my heart feel so happy. And I ran into Kyle Strait's dad yesterday, and he said, you know, last year when my son went down, they were trying to give him morphine, and he refused morphine. He said, I want to feel my body. I want to know what it's going through. And his father talked about how much the work that he had to put in, not just in his body, but between the ears to be here and what it meant for him to make that run with all that into consideration. I mean, it's why he's the GOAT.
He is an animal, and Tina's standing by with him.
Yeah, and Kyle, how would you describe coming back to Rampage and also getting redemption on the drop that took you out last year?
I don't even, I have no idea what the word is. It's more than redemption. This is 17 for me. That is the most insane feeling I've ever had in my entire life, you know? That's bigger than any win. The mental battles we've been through this whole entire year with me and my family, my team, everybody, it's been insane. You know, I'm so stoked, and hopefully I get a chance to drop the hammer.
You know, you could feel it from, I just think, the people down here and the fans and leading up to this, the support that you had. How would you describe that?
Oh, I mean, these fans are insane. I mean, think about it. They get up at like, who knows, 3 a.m. in the morning to come watch us ride bikes in the desert. Yeah. How insane is that?
Yeah, it's so great. Well, a 73 for you on that first run. Congrats on making it down and being back here.
I'm so stoked. Thank you.
That is mega air right there as we look back.
That was so sick.
That footage from the icon. Kyle Strait with a 73 puts him into second place right now. But like we just heard him say, that feeling is indescribable, and it's better than any win. And he's experienced 2 of those.
It's amazing to hear Kyle say that. What an accomplishment. And yeah, what a moment for him and his family.
Back up to the top of the course, we see Bienvenido, Aguado, Alba from Spain. Last minute preparations before he returns to Red Bull Rampage.
So hyped to see Bienve show his skills. He continues progressing as a rider, even at age 35. Previous Rampages, he had unfortunate crashes in both runs, had a big crash in practice this week, but he's on for this run. Let's go, Bienve.
Bienve is back and on course. This could be a huge one.
Absolutely, Bienve ripping this first ridge. He's gonna avoid the battleship like Brendog did, but he has some really, really insane stuff coming down below. Get ready for it.
Bienve working his way over to the canyon gap. Iconic feature. He'll be the first rider we see hit it today.
Let's drop it into this jump behind the ridge. Big long and low makes it over. Oh, the classic Bienve knack right there. Looks like he's on point over that bonk feature. Now, very soon it's gonna start to get real serious. Stylish little toboggan right there. Flat drop spin, gets it really good. Okay, now we're getting to it. He backflips into the lily pad and he cleans it.
Come on.
What's he got in the canyon gap? Oh, he front bumps it. Yes! Cam, I can't believe it. A Superman there, and he must be screaming in the helmet as well. Bienvenido, Aguado. Oh my goodness. He's already celebrating and the run isn't even over. This man is a showman. He just did the impossible. He backflips a rowdy step down onto the canyon gap lily pad and then front bombs the canyon gap. What do you think, Cam?
Come on, that is a Red Bull Rampage first.
Oh man, midway during that front bomb, I thought maybe he was under-rotating, but he's a specialist.
So, let's not forget, though, what we just talked to Jeff Gulevich about. He's got to get to the finish corral.
Oh yeah, true.
Can he hear us from here? We got to yell at him.
Okay, let's see. Hopefully he picks up his helmet. I mean,
the clock is ticking. I mean, it seems silly at this point to hold him to that rule, considering what he just accomplished. Gully, what are the judges saying right now?
They thought his run up top was a little vanilla, but in the middle, he really stepped it up. He's doing things that no one's ever seen before here, but he needs to get through that finish gate. He's only got 3 minutes, and he wasted a little bit so far.
All right, like, you know what, I think I'm gonna just keep you here with us, Jeff, and we're going to look back at these replays. You said vanilla at the top. This is when it turned to Neapolitan, plenty of flavor.
You're
right here,
right.
gearing up into the canyon gap. I knew he had this plan. I wasn't sure if he's gonna go to it in run number 1. Look at this!
Wow.
Oh. Do you guys remember when Tom van Steenbergen went for it years ago on the backside of this mountain at the venue 3? This is the first time anybody's landed a front flip over a canyon gap at Red Bull Rampage.
I mean, Gully, if you say that the judges are rewarding amplitude and tricks and execution, look, Bienve is crying in the finish because he can't believe what he's just done.
There he
goes. The judges are going to have to reward that risk, aren't they?
Yeah, he's just taking it to another step of evolution. Like we've seen plenty of people flip the canyon gap now, but he front flipped in. It was cleaner than most of them. So this is something else. This is something the judges are really debating.
That was absolutely mind-blowing. And what are the judges going to do with that?
He made it in time, eh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, we just heard Jeff check in with the judges. He made it before the 3-minute window.
I love this celly in the finish. That just shows how stoked he is. He doesn't even finish the run. He just ghosties the bike and just lays down in disbelief.
I was with him right here. I'm like, who cares about the finish line? Like, there's no more features left. Your run is over. Celebrate, my man. He's been through a lot this week, Nikolai.
Man, it makes me emotional to see Bienve like that. A rider that's gone through so much, crashed on the first feature of his run, both runs last time at Rampage. Like I mentioned before, he had a savage crash on the canyon gap in practice, overshot it by about 30 feet, had to go to the emergency room, but he's back, and he just laid down some of the most legendary moves in Rampage history. I mean, the front flip on the canyon gap, are you kidding me?
The risk right there, if that doesn't go well, it is unthinkable. All right, Tina is with Bienve.
Yeah, and so much of Red Bull Rampage is hard work. Getting here, redemption, Bienve, not only the front flip on the canyon gap, but just talk about the hard work you have put in just to make it to this event.
Since 2019, when I fucked up, always been a mission to be back. I can't be more happy than that. I can retire, fuck it. And the crash I had the other day was really painful. I hit my throat really hard. Can't be more happy, man. I'm done. No second round, fuck it.
Well, we're gonna watch the front flip again. Take us through that because it's never been done before. People have flipped the canyon gap, but never a front flip. He's looking at the screen right now. Bienve, what was your reaction when you landed that?
The thing is, I overshot that jump so many times, and I had to be super carefully with the speed. And I was super scary to go as low as I need to for the front flip, because when I do the front flip, I push more and I go further. It was just a mind battle. I'm done.
Well, that run was definitely one for the history books, everyone. Bienve, you're in second place right now.
Wow, look at that. The 78 puts Bienve in second place. Oh, he's got to be stoked just to accomplish that and prove to himself and everybody he belongs here. How precise was he on that landing? You know how hard it is to judge speed for a gap like that, and then add a front flip to it, which massively changes your distance.
The precision on that is just remarkable. I mean, to backflip that step down before to have the mental composure, to get down there, slow down. You have a canyon gap in front of you, a near 100-foot canyon gap, if I'm not mistaken, and you gotta brake. You gotta brake and then lean forward and get the distance perfect. I mean, the technicality is just almost indescribable. And to see Bienvenido as emotional as he is, you know how difficult that was.
Hey, this is Red Bull Rampage, and we are off and running. Leaderboard looks like this. Kyle Strait in third, Bienvenido, Aguado, Alba in second, Brendan Fairclough, the man to beat with a score of 86.66. As we focus our attention to the top of the course, where DJ Brandt, the man who has dedicated his life to the sport of freeride mountain bike and relocated to this area, living close to Cedar City. DJ Brandt lives and breathes this type of riding. We haven't seen him get a result at Red Bull Rampage that adequately represents how good he is in this terrain. He's got a nice line set up right now with a ton of trickable drop features, a few trickable jumps.
Rider number 12, DJ Brandt. 3, 2, 1.
DJ takes a deep breath and drops in. DJ has such a unique skill set, such a creative rider. Let's see how this run goes for him. As he rides the top ridge, and soon he's gonna drop into the steeps here. Drops off here.
Yes!
Oh my God, flat drop spin up top. That's gonna score pretty good for him up there, isn't it, Cam?
Yeah, it's really tech narrow landing on that.
Okay, he goes for that new hip up and over. Coming down to the next part of the run. Into another flat drop, another spin, and he lands perfect again. He's on it in this run.
Just racking up the points here. Now he's got 2 more drops.
2 more flat drops coming in.
Yeah.
Third spin! He's just spinning all over this course. Oh!
It's going long.
Oh my gosh, he got a little bit rowdy there. Into the bottom part of the run on this step down.
Yes.
No foot can. Wow, that's so difficult to take the legs off, get the no foot can and bring him back on in a classic 1 foot DJ Steez, and you see how stoked he is to finish his run right there with a celly there. What do you think of that run, Cam?
You know what? He was just racking up the points the whole way down. The most impressive thing for me on that run was spinning that first drop. It's really narrow, and it'd be so easy to accidentally ride into Jaxson Riddle's line, but he put it exactly where it needed to be. He linked a ton of tricks there. It's going to be super interesting to see what the judges are going to do with that, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, DJ may have made those flat drop spins look super easy because he's so dialed in with them, but this is the spin we're talking about. Up top, the higher up, the steeper it is, and the gnarlier it is. And right here is what Cam is saying. You can easily just go into a different line if you land a bit under rotated.
So that was the most critical spin. He backed it up. This one, short gap, tough to go slow enough to not overshoot. Whoa. And right off this next one, so quick. I like the variety here, though, Nikolai.
Yep, this is an underrated technical maneuver here. A no-foot can on a step down. DJ stoked to make it to the bottom, celebrating with Bienvenido. All these riders just put so much into these lines and these runs that they're just so hyped when they get to the bottom.
You know, it's funny, in a slopestyle run, the judges might be going, 3 flat drop spins, but each one of those has its own technical nuance that makes it challenging to link together. It sounds like the judges are figuring out what to do with this one right now, Jeff.
Yeah, really weighing this one against Bienvenido and Strait. He threw a ton of tricks. The amplitude wasn't as much, but yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's pretty quiet in the box right now. Everybody's trying to figure out their scoring.
Now, just to remind everybody, I mean, yes, we have numbers here, but what really matters most is the ranking, and that's why they take their time making sure that they place him correctly in this order to where he's above people he should beat and below people who maybe had a stronger run than him based off of the judging criteria.
For sure. Every little thing counts. Every little dab, every little over-rotation, your control, they're assessing it all right now. So these guys are super focused and deep in conversation at the moment trying to figure it out.
Nikolai, the crazy thing is a lot of the subtle mistakes at Rampage police themselves. If you were to have a dab in the wrong spot or be slightly offline, like we saw Adolf Silva, The judges don't have to deal with that. That police itself. So the fact that he's able to put everything together, it has an incredibly high level of precision. Just the fact that he made it T to B.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we heard Jeff saying, it seems like Brendog, with how gnarly his line was, is above. But some of those riders below, there's some debate going on between which parts of the run should score higher than others. It's a tough job judging out here. There's a lot to consider.
Can't reiterate enough how much goes into these runs. We saw DJ Brandt there celebrating with members of his dig team. Aiden Hote, Dylan Coburn.
Wow, the judges are up against the timeline there. They just submitted their scores. We should see them momentarily.
Now I have him below Strait above Volokhov. Good?
Yeah, DJ's got to be stoked on that run. Really exciting to see what the score is and where it places him in the leaderboard. DJ, I mean, he lives this lifestyle, waking up early every day, picking a feature to session, preparing for the moment he just had. A lot of DJ Brandt fans out there in the crowd looking for that signature.
Yeah, I can go into the conversation right now.
What do you got for us, Jeff?
Man, these guys are back and forth. He had a ton of tricks on there. He did do 360s, so they're trying to weigh how that should fit in behind Bienvenido, ahead of Strait. We're not quite certain yet, but these guys are using every second of their time, and they need to figure it out quick because we got a show to get on with.
Yeah, you know, you want them to get it right. You also got to consider we got riders up at the top. I would say it's tough, too, because you don't know what's yet to come. You don't know if there's going to be riders doing multiple 360 drops in different directions. If there are, then they're going to be going, okay, well, that's going to score higher than spinning the same direction off of 3 different drops. But they have to score for what it is. He spun 3 different drops, top to bottom of Rampage.
For sure, yeah. I mean...
Here we go. We got the score in. It puts him in 3rd place right there. So it's going to be...
So they put him just above of Kyle Strait, but significantly behind Bienvenido.
There we go. DJ Brandt into podium contention right now with a stacked start list yet to go. We got Jaxson Riddle, the local boy, born and bred, ready to take to this course. He is a fan favorite out here. He had the 2021 Best Style Award. It's his 3rd Rampage appearance. He's racked up a pair of 9th places. His approach is unique. He loves to infuse the freestyle motocross influence and tricks. Here we go.
2, 1.
Let's listen in. Jackson's mic'd up, so let's listen into this run. Screaming because he's messed up that he didn't get the trick he wanted right there, but he's keeping it going. This run's looking really good.
Oh. So much style there.
Oh! The extension on that is unbelievable.
Execution, check.
Ooh, that's it. Getting a little rowdy there by the sound of it. Coming up a little short there, making a noise, but a classic Jaxson Riddle run. He must be fired up.
Man, that Superman was huge. That's exactly what you hope for when you see Jaxson Riddle at the top of the course. Fast, fluid style and huge extension on those freestyle moto influence tricks. That Superman was massive.
Yeah, Jaxson has a lot of motocross influence. So not only is he doing these moto level tricks, he's doing them on these features where they're so difficult. Shark fins, step downs, things like this make those extension tricks so much more technical. And Jaxson just executes them like they're no problem. You heard him on his mic yelling, screaming a few times. That's why the score is coming in like that, because I think the judges clearly see that Jaxson has more in the tank and the run wasn't 100% executed. So stoked to see Jaxson make it full pull, but I know he has more to bring in this second run. Fired up to see it.
Jaxson Riddle sitting in 6th place now as we take a peek up to the top of the course. This guy's no stranger to Red Bull Rampage. He's got 3 wins in his trophy case. 5 podiums, just 1 less than the record held by Brandon Semenuk with 6 podiums. His last win came in 2017. We saw the run earlier today from Alex Volokhov. Expect Kurt Sorge to be riding a similar line. The big question is, can he do what we know he's capable of and sprinkle some tricks into this really fast-paced line?
10.
Super fired up to watch this run from Sorge.
3, 2, 1.
Such an experienced rider at Red Bull Rampage, 3-time champion. He's dropping straight into this steep chute. So much control, making it look good right off the flat drop, throwing some classic Sorge stees. Again, steezing with that Sorge whip. How's this looking, Cam?
It's looking really good. He's got some huge opportunities for tricks right here. If he's gonna get into that top spot, he's gonna need to take those opportunities. But look at that classic Sorge style. Here's El Nino.
Some more Sorge steez. Sorge is absolutely pinning down this run. The pace he has carried straight from the top has been so good. On this big, long step down, and he gets it clean. And there we go.
That was an aggressive, fast-paced run right there for the 3-time Red Bull Rampage champion, Kurt Sorge.
Solid run right there from Sorge. We've seen him take a little more risk in the past in his wins, big flips and stuff like this, but the pace, the execution, and the style was all there in that run. A big celly at the bottom for him.
Super similar run to what we saw from Alex Volokhov. Alex Volokhov currently sitting in 5th place. It's going to be interesting to see where Sorge is able to slot into this leaderboard. All right, here's El Nino, biggest, most critical hit on the line. Great style, similar to what we saw him do last year.
Yeah. Doing a whip on a drop like that requires so much confidence that you're gonna get it perfect. And that jump requires so much speed for it. As you can see, he pedals in at the very last second for it.
What do you think, Nikolai? A little bit of wind. It looks like the dust is blowing. A little bit of wind at the top of the ridge. Maybe the reason why we didn't see a trick on that trick jump up on the top of the ridge.
I think there might be a few different reasons for that, wind being one of the reasons. And like I was just saying, the speed for that jump is so technical.
Scores in there for Kurt Sorge. He moves into 6th place, bumping Jaxson Riddle down 1 spot into 7th.
So like you were saying, it's a similar run to Volokhov, but just a little less trickery in there, so just barely below.
Yeah, Volokhov had that suicide no-hander off of El Nino, so judges doing their job well here. Makes sense. Fairclough, man. The man to beat, sitting in that hot seat with the 86.66.
Yep.
The crowd loving the energy out here at Red Bull Rampage. And we're about to crank things up. Okay, why don't you tell us what we got on our hands here?
So we have one of, if not the gnarliest maneuver coming up here from Tom Van Steenbergen. He's going to caveman drop directly in to the center of this venue. This video shot might look insane, but I can assure you it does not even come close to doing justice of how gnarly this really is. Tom Van has been known for his cavemans. He's feeling a little bit of wind. He needs the conditions to be perfect for this move because it's high risk and no mistakes.
So for Red Bull Rampage fans, you remember this move. Brandon Semenuk did it a year ago, but what is he about to do?
So it's a caveman, so it's described, the best I can describe it, you grab your handlebar with one hand, your seat with another hand, and then you jump onto the bike. So for a brief moment there, a lot of your limbs are not on the bike, which is not ideal for dropping into the center of the venue, is it, Cam?
He's not just doing it off a park bench. He's doing it off the top of this 600-foot vertical Red Bull Rampage competition venue, right into the steepest section of the mountain. This is the way to start your run if you are making a statement that you're here to win this competition. You're most susceptible to wind when you don't have forward momentum and your wheels spinning. That's kind of the name of the game with this move.
Of course.
So,
Of course. Right?
thanks to T-Mobile, we have wind meters planted throughout the course. One of them is at the top of the course. But you know what? Nothing beats what you feel. If your jersey's moving, you know, you see the actual wind device right there. I was up there at the top of the course yesterday, noticing that the wind cycle has been really on-off. So it's imperative for him to be smart, choose the moment wisely, because a couple seconds later, it could be completely different.
Absolutely. I mean, Rampage runs without any wind are already so gnarly, especially with moves like a caveman up top from the start. So when you add in that wind factor, it becomes basically impossible. So Tom Van is going to wait for his moment and then go for it.
So we're down at the bottom at the finish corral. We can look at flags, but nothing is as true as what the wind is doing up there on course. Salema, what are you feeling?
Well, you just mentioned it, how when you were up here yesterday, you could feel those gusts. So right now, we're sitting in a little bit of a. You can see the flag behind me blowing. It just sort of subsided. But when it comes through, it feels like that it kicks up about maybe 6 to 10 miles an hour in those gusts. You can imagine what that feels like at the top, as TVB is waiting to do what no regular human would want to do, a caveman in from the top. So you got to respect the patience, and hopefully the wind will just stay sort of variable as opposed to the full-on that we've had the last 2 days. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, Salema, for sure. And the thing that is good about this is if you get a couple seconds of no wind, it doesn't take any time to get off of that. It's not like sometimes where you're a ways away on your run and it's going to take 15 seconds to get to your feature. It's calm, he goes.
True. True, true.
So I would say even more than harkening back memories from last year when Brandon Semenuk did the caveman, this is reminding me of a few years ago, the venue that's actually behind our shot right now. You can almost see where he was standing a few years ago, where he did the caveman off of the rock cliff to start his run. He finds himself up here in the same scenario.
So yeah, like Cam's saying, Tom Van is no stranger to cavemans out here at Rampage. He's done some legendary ones before. So he's more than ready for the maneuver, just waiting for those correct conditions.
Viewers who are into skateboarding, this is similar to acid dropping out of the bleachers into the vert ramp.
Exactly, exactly.
What a view.
As you can see, Tom getting some help from fellow rider Carson Storch. The camaraderie between these riders is unbelievable. They help each other so much, they root for each other.
Tom and Carson teaming up on the majority of their line, but Tom Van Steenbergen, the only rider who's wanting to do this caveman this year.
Oh, there we go. He gets the wheels moving. Genius maneuver. So they're moving already when he lands.
That's a sign.
Here we go. Oh, he goes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he gets it out. absolutely perfect. He made that look way too easy, huh, Cam?
Flawless.
Oh man, the gnarliest part of the run may be done, but he has more gnar to go. Let's see. Okay, off the flat drop, looking nice. We might have something big coming up.
Here we go. Nice.
Clean flat drop spin, landing absolutely perfect. Now into the big drop. Pulls for the flat flip. Cleans it! Oh my God, he is so clean. He's so on it in this run, Cam.
So exactly to plan right here. He's just got to put it through the finish line. Here we go, lip down coming up.
Into this step down. Let's see which trick he chooses. Oh, I think he was opting for a Superman. I saw him doing it in practice, but he doesn't go for it there. But what a run. I mean, the patience was worth it. He waits it out, and he gets it done, Cam.
He made that caveman look so insanely smooth. That was such a fantastic run. Of course, a couple things that he would like to clean up in run number 2. But wow, the flat drop flip, the 360 drop, the caveman in.
Yeah, oh my goodness. There are so many parts of that run which are amazing. And the start is just unbelievable, I'm telling you.
Okay, coming into that lip down, my heart started going because we remember what happened 2 Red Bull Rampages ago. Last year, he showed back up, and it was remarkable he had recovered so fast, but here he is gunning for it with a move like this.
There he goes, look, all the limbs are off, but he grabs everything back on, and so smooth into this shoot. Oh, he gets moving almost to terminal velocity real quick right there.
Look at that,
Now that's just amazing. That shows you how big that drop is. That drop does not have a lip on it. And Tom has to generate everything for a flat drop backflip, and he barely has to pull, it seems.
And something to think about, Jeff, we'll check in with you on this, but the judges typically score a backflip off of a flat takeoff, meaning there's no built-up lip. They usually score those a little bit higher when they're flipping off a cliff with no lip. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're pulling so hard. You're so focused. Like, all that rotation is based solely off of you. You have no lip to help you out. And look at this guy. He took his time to dropping off the top, but this guy is a scientist. He knew when the time was right. His only moment of uncertainty was when he was still falling. You saw him shift his foot real quick, but before he landed, and from there on, the guy was a silent assassin.
Wow. Oh, this is going to be a great angle.
Wow. Just look at the execution on that. It's a mistake-free move, and he just pulls it off 100% flawless.
Well, Tom van Steenbergen hanging in the finish corral with Tina.
Yeah, and Tom, let's go back to the top where you had to play it smart there, waiting for the wind, especially with the caveman. Take us through those moments for you.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about the wind. It was super windy up there, like as soon as I went up for whatever reason, and I almost had to pull the plug, but was just patient, and there was a super short little gap in the wind. The rest of the course is windy, but yeah, I'm stoked to be here at the bottom and get that done, and definitely have a lot more left in the tank, but just cross your fingers that we can do second runs this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good stuff. It's got to feel great to put one down, get a solid score in the books, and we know he has more for that run. He just said it right there. We can picture exactly what he'd like to add, and he's more than capable of winning this competition. That's a template right there if he sprinkles in the stuff that he's got on his mind to take that top spot.
Oh, big time. I mean,
the big question right now is what are the judges going to do with that first run? All right, it sounds like the judges have made their decision. Score coming in for Tom van Steenbergen.
Oh, we're ramping up.
Going to be what's
look at that! Takes the #1 spot away from Brendan Fairclough. The judges rewarding Tom Van for the risk. The caveman, the flat flip. I'm so hyped to see that, Cam.
I am too. Look at that. What a feeling to know you have more in the tank, yet still be in the hot seat. Way to go, Tom.
I'm so fired up. Tom, a guy who's experienced so many highs, but also so many lows at Red Bull Rampage, and now he's in the #1 spot.
With the experience, just getting better and better.
Okay, hey, we got some energy going right now. Cameron Zink in the start tower. Yeah, you're not getting up to go to the refrigerator right now. You are sticking by your TV and watching this. This man has won at this venue. It was 2010. This man has countless podiums, 4 to be exact. His last podium was a second in 2017. He got the Toughness Award in 2021. He's about as tough as they come, mostly between the ears. The mental strength of this man is second to none. He never shows up to Red Bull Rampage with anything less in his sights than a win. And you know, he has a plan right now. If he can execute it, we'll put him on the top step of that podium.
Exactly, Cam. The determination of Cam Zink. The determination of Cam Zink is inspirational, as you heard him in the pre-show saying, I'm only coming to win, and he's dropping in.
All right.
Oh, wow. Okay, he's coming into this first section. It's very, very steep. This drop is tech. Looks like he cleans it perfect. He's through the steep part of the line. Keeping it going.
Oh, flip knack.
Whoa, I was not expecting a flip knack there. That is amazing. Now coming into that insane section over the Evel Knievel's long and low.
Oh no! Oh, he's not gonna have the speed. No way. After a year of waiting for this moment, he comes up slightly short on the setup jump to the Icon Sender. Icon Center was going to be the crux of this run. Yeah.
Family there in full
Wife
support.
Amanda, a sigh of, a combination, disappointment and relief, probably. We all know he has what it takes to stop what he has planned off of that Icon Sender, but he's devastated right now.
Well, back in 2013, Cam Zink did a backflip off of the Icon Sender, which was absolutely mind-blowing, earth-shattering for the mountain bike community, and we were about to see, I think, something similar right there, and he just comes up short on the jump before. It just shows that these features into these big features are just as hard as the features themselves.
So for our viewers who haven't been dedicated and watching Red Bull Rampage for the past 20+ years, Cameron Zink backflipped the Icon Center, which is the feature that we saw Kyle Strait send it deep on earlier in today's competition. Cameron Zink wanted to backflip that feature. It's bigger this year because it doesn't have wood anymore, so you got to go straight dirt to dirt. Let's take a look back. I was really surprised by this backflip knack. That jump is not ideal for a flip combo, so he was digging deep.
Yeah, absolutely. To go upside down there and throw in a variation, I mean, honestly, it looked from the top that Cam was so on it in this run. Perfect. And just that small error where look, it looks like he gets that good. He's pinning it into this jump. Maybe just a little too left or something, but barely not enough.
If he felt like he wasn't perfect into that thing, I'm so glad he didn't go. You have to be absolutely uncompromised to do what he's planning to do. So we will look forward to run number 2 for the oldest competitor to ever drop in for a Rampage Finals run right there, Cameron Zink at the age of 37. And then we focus back up to the top to one of our youngest competitors out here at 24 years of age. Oh, the winningest slopestyle athlete in the history of slopestyle mountain biking. The 13-time Crankworx slopestyle winner, 3-time Triple Crown winner. He's been to Rampage once, it was 2019. He cut his teeth, showed he belonged. Said he wanted to add this to his calendar this year. Luckily, the Crankwork slopestyle season finished up in July. He had plenty of time to, well, celebrate from winning that competition, heal up a torn AC in his shoulder, and train for Red Bull Rampage. Emil Johansson from Sweden at the top of the course.
Oh, there's his pops right there with the Swedish flag. Michael Johansson at the bottom in full support of his son. That's so awesome to see.
Yeah, we're clear.
What a guy.
Emil is honestly one of the most impressive riders we've ever seen. And he's about to show us what he's made of here.
So, what do you think he's made of right here? This guy, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people right now. He's so calculated. He's been practicing. We haven't seen a ton of tricks, but I think he's going to dump out the bag.
Oh, absolutely. For the people thinking that, oh, Emil's only got tricks, this guy is an unbelievably skilled bike rider. The control he has, the ability he has to do these amazing things on a bicycle are translating to Rampage without a doubt.
Talk to me about the bike setup.
Oh, so as you can see, Emil has the single crown bike. I'm not sure if he has a gyro setup on there.
He's running
for
cables.
The unlimited.
Yeah,
oh, okay. But he is able to do bar spins and tail whips on this bicycle. So there's a lot of trick possibilities for this run, aren't there?
Well, think back to last year. We had Brett Reeder winning multiple tail whips in his run. 360s both directions. Take a look at the left side of your screen right here. That wind is howling. Let's see how that actually equates to miles and kilometers per hour. Big thanks to T-Mobile for supplying these wind meters throughout the course. The one at the start, maybe the one the riders need the least because they can feel that wind, but we have them positioned throughout.
I mean, Emil's pretty used to this waiting game. It's not uncommon for us to have to do the same waiting game in slopestyle competitions with the wind. So he has the right mindset to be focused in and locked in forever for whenever that wind drops off and he can get it going.
Yeah, you got like 6.5 minutes still.
And if it doesn't stop?
Yeah, if it doesn't stop, you have up to 8 minutes. And if it's still windy, then it's forfeit that run after 8 minutes. So.
We've seen this guy at the top of a course so many times on the slopestyle circuit, waiting for that right moment.
Oh, yeah. See the jersey blowing in the wind a little bit. He has a pretty exposed feature, the same one that we saw Brett Reeder ride in his winning run last year. Off the top, that feature is pretty gnarly in the wind. But is Emil standing up?
Looks like he's feeling it.
I hope so.
And I'm so curious to see what tricks he chooses on this line. He's going to be revisiting some features that you'll remember. Those Red Bull Rampage fans at home right now watching our live stream will remember from last year's winning run from Brett Reeder. You'll see some familiar obstacles. He deviates lower down. But everybody's been wondering, what's he thinking? You kind of overhear his build crew saying, well, what do you want to do on the final feature because you've already used so much tricks up throughout the middle, you know?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
We go, what is he planning?
Yeah, this run has a lot of drops and jumps, which have big trick possibilities. And I don't think we're going to see many fillers if Emil does the run that he wants to do.
Obviously, conditions can play a part right here. He's one of the smartest competitors we've ever seen. That's why he's the winningest. But something else to think about is you got to watch this run real close because this guy is as ambidextrous as they come.
Yep.
Every trick that he can do it in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's just amazing, his abilities. It seems like he has no opposite.
The judges will definitely have their hands full if he stops his run. Okay.
6, Emil Johansson.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, dropping.
Emil dropping in and looking good so far. I'm really fired up to see what this run brings. Emil just looks so good riding a bicycle. Now he's coming into this feature we were talking about.
And it's windy.
Yep. Controlling speed. Wow, that's so technical, and he makes it look easy. Now coming into this big drop. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
A 360 X-up, making that 50-foot drop look miniaturized. And then he goes, I was talking to Emil earlier, he says the speed for that jump is so difficult. Cam, what is this run?
Here we go. Tail whip.
Tail whip, ladies and
Opposite tail whip.
Whoa, how is he doing this in this wind?
My God.
Come on.
Big spin there, now he's bringing it to the bottom. What's he got on this final feature? A 450 inward table! Just to add a little exclamation.
Way.
Wow.
A tail whip to opposite off of tops here at Red Bull Rampage.
Cam, we were watching practice and we saw how technical that drop section is. He was squashing the drops every time. And to tail whip it, you gotta have some good pop. I'm so impressed.
So hard to ride those drops with the correct speed. And when you start popping to do those tricks, the speed you need changes. He was absolutely flawless, straight to pedals on both of those whips. That's next level slopestyle riding being brought to the big mountain terrain of Virgin, Utah. That's what we were hoping to see right there. Almost forgot about the 3X up top.
Yeah, the 3X is insane. Like, we've seen riders like Carson Storch 360ing such big drops of this size, but he throws an X up in there like it's nothing. This is the jump that he was saying he struggled with speed for all practice. He said he was casing the back of the landing, but he gets it there good.
That jump you're talking about, it's misleading. It's actually 50 feet long. You can see from this angle how long it is. Okay, I can't wait to watch these double drops again.
Quick little bar spin right there to set up. That's the switch whip. Looks so unbelievably clean. And then into the regular tail whip. What? It's one of the smoothest riders we've ever seen.
Look at that.
Catch, pedals, money. Wow, the execution that Emil Johansson displays is almost second to none.
It was amazing to see him choose the opposite tail up on the first drop. It's like, get that one out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, such a smart rider, so strategic in every trick and jump and just the overall riding down the run.
Looking at that double drop, standing on it as well, it is so quick between the landing of the first one and the takeoff of the second one.
And not to mention a turn.
Yeah, you have to turn right. Exactly. Well, the big question right now is what's going on inside that judges booth there, Jeff Gulovich?
Yeah, well, I think everybody's just weighing the facts between the big mountain riders and then the slope rider who was actually able to bring slopestyle riding to the backcountry, because you've seen a lot of people try, but I feel as though he's the first person to really bring a slope ride back here.
Here we go. The 82.83 puts Emil Johansson into podium contention. Third place right now.
Not bad at all. It puts him behind Tom van Steenbergen and Brendan. Gully, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it was pretty amazing. He really dialed that run. I know he has more to add to it, but the judges are definitely favoring the bigger, high exposure moves at the moment.
Well, internet, let's hear it. You know what? We got Tom van Steenbergen in first place, Brendan Fairclough in second place, Emil Johansson riding on the shoulders of those who have done it before, like Brandon Semenuk and Brett Reeder, bringing the slopestyle tricks into the big mountain terrain. First time we've seen back-to-back tailwhips in separate directions.
Yeah.
But I'm loving what I'm seeing right now at the top of the course. Carson Storch, the next rider to drop. Carson has tasted the podium. He was third in 2016. He won best trick that year with a huge 360 drop. This is his 9th Rampage appearance. He was 6th just a year ago, returning to a similar line to what he rode last year. Also sharing the majority of his line with the man who is in the hot seat right now, Tom van Steenbergen. So we know the judges like that routing on the mountain. This guy is as clean as they come.
Okay. Word.
Something to look out for in Carson's riding is, of course, he's the expert at the 3-drop.
Oh, he's 360 drop specialist, without a doubt. You're right.
And if you think back to Tom's line, he's got a lot of opportunities for trickable drops out there. When you watch him ride, he does what the judges are looking for. He doesn't over-rotate, he doesn't under-rotate typically. You don't see his head slap when he lands off of the most gigantic features on his run. He wants another taste of that podium, I know that for sure. Sounds like we got a microphone on board Carson Storch as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's it like being up there at the start tower? You see your fellow competitors wait for that right moment. You see them successfully stomp your run. It's got to give you confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw Carson helping Tom right next to his caveman. He was throwing up the dirt, trying to show Tom when would be the perfect moment, and now he's waiting for his moment.
Look at his shirt, though, huh? It's definitely gusting up there right now.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
You got it. Thank you, man.
Have fun, dude.
So, C-Dog, give me, like, when you're feeling like a minute out or whatever. Clemens is dropping. You got his bike, please.
Or we can hear Darren Mielhaus up there.
He's going to take a breather.
We haven't had...
Are we switching? Are we going to Clemens Kaudela instead of Carson first?
Clemens is who should be on the start list next. I thought maybe something happened with him because we were seeing Carson Storch. But Clemens is up there now, gearing up. So, Clemens Kaudela from Austria in his first Rampage appearance. This guy is about as good as it gets when it comes to judging speed for gigantic features. He's a builder by trade. This is his first Rampage, but he's no stranger to huge jumps. He's built some of the biggest jumps in the world. And man, does he have something incredibly technical planned over in the Canyon Gap area.
Oh, yes, indeed. He is such a skilled rider, such a powerful rider, such a calculated rider. There's his pops right there, girlfriend. They're supporting their hype.
So what we saw him do this morning in practice, the roll into the Canyon Gap.
Clemens Kaudela.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
He plans to jump the entire roll in, quadruple it, and then somehow adjust his speed and come up with the right speed for the Canyon Gap. Here we go.
C-Dog is in and he's ripping. So hyped to finally see him get, whoa! A unique drop from the takeoff to the battleship. Wow, I was not expecting that right there. That was rad.
That's a good use of course.
Coming into the same feature that Emil rode, except he's gonna bear right. He does it perfect. He slides into this big off-camera hip, spins it.
No!
Oh my gosh.
To see him throw it away on something that is not the crux of the run. You know, first time Rampage, get the jitters out. Focus on run number 2.
That's such a bummer to see because he hit the feature before so good, and then it just seemed like he miscalculated where he had to take off and just landed way higher on that landing than he wanted to.
It looked like he drifted slightly rider's right off of the drop. He handled it like a champ, getting back online. It looked like some intentional slashies for style points, but then maybe he lost a little bit of speed coming into this left-hand hip where he tried to 450. This was cool.
Yeah, this unique drop. You see he uses the battleship takeoff but goes down to the left for such a snipe landing where if you hit your bar on the cliff, you're done. Get this FPV shot. Oh, okay, this shot.
Here we
this
go.
feature, that feature.
That was right.
So technical.
Looked like he was right on line, actually, with that replay.
Just looked like he wanted to land more left side on that landing and didn't have time to get the rotation around. Let's hope the bike is okay. Clemens looks okay. He's a powerhouse rider, no doubt.
Looks like Clemens is going to decide, instead of going back down to the bottom of the course for any adjustment or repairs, he's going to hike right back up to the top. Reminder, lowest score will drop first for run number 2. Looks like Clemens is opting to just get up there and be ready in position, knowing that his run shut down really high up on course. He's going to be pretty quick to drop for run number 2.
Cam Zink, Kyle Strait. It's not
we have
easy to
4
choreograph
riders
these runs and pull it together
left to
when it
go
counts.
in run number 1 here, 2023 Red Bull Rampage. They are the 4 riders who were pre-qualified for today's event based on their results from last year's event. Carson Storch, Thomas Genon, Reed Boggs, and Szymon Godziek left to drop. The next rider we will see is the rider we were talking about earlier, Carson Storch. You know Clemens does not want his first Rampage to end like that. He's going to be gunning for it in run number 2.
No, he doesn't want it, and we don't want it either, because like you were talking about, what we saw him throwing down this morning in practice was some of the most impressive stuff we've seen this whole Rampage so far. Just amazing.
To you viewers at home, we almost need you to see it before we can even try to explain it, because
it sounds so unbelievable. You're right.
Technical.
There you go, Carson. Deep breath.
Carson Storch is going to be the next guy to go.
Carson, not just strong on the bike, he's been working real hard on just getting the headspace right for these really important moments. He's been putting in the reps at home. It's another day in the office for him.
A rider so capable of winning this event, has tasted the podium, has won best trick, and just needs to put it all together for this run.
That's always a sign right there. They were close to drop in. Here we go. He's got a mic.
All right, let's do it.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Rider number 4, Carson Storch. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. No heart, no Pop-Tart.
Carson dropping into the run. Sounds confident. Oh!
Whoa, he went deep. That was rad.
Okay, okay, he's up on the ridge through the first chute.
Yes, come on, get it. Oh, nice. He just put that lip there this morning.
Nice, classic spin. He gets it perfect. Let's see how he's feeling into this drop.
Come on. Yes!
You can hear him talking to himself saying, slow down into the drop. You got to go so slow off of it to get that spin.
Coming together just the way you will hope it.
Come on, Carson. He's got a lip down here. What's he got for us?
Goes upside down again. Cleans it.
Perfect.
And a tame.
Oh, yeah.
And a celly. Let's hear if he's screaming in the helmet.
Yes.
Fist bump there. Cam.
Oh, man.
How good was the execution in that run?
He didn't even take a pedal stroke at the bottom before that jump. That was
my goodness.
Flawless.
He shows how experienced he is at this event with that run. Every single part of it just stomped perfectly. Celebrating with parents there. That's awesome.
Big Mark Storch there. Proud Papa gets to see this moment with Carson. All the work that's gone into this run, I have seen it, and I am elated for this guy. putting it down under pressure when it counts. The judges, I mean, they are not going to be able to harsh him for any single moment in this run. It could not have possibly been any cleaner.
Wow. You can see the wind flag blowing before that drop, and he just executes the big 360 perfectly.
Even the setup features, great style on that tabletop. He had another one down at the bottom. Rotation on this flip, just lazy, stalled out. 2 tires, simultaneous.
Wow.
When you ride this clean, the judges reward. Not only was it clean, though, he was riding a similar line to the man who's sitting in first place here.
Yeah, that's true. The only difference is the caveman off the top, but also Tom just straighter that step down below, whereas Carson went upside down.
Great
so
point.
The judges definitely have their work cut out for them because some good runs are going down right now.
The question we're wondering right now is, was the reason Tom van Steenbergen scored that 89 and is sitting in first place, how heavily did they weigh that on the caveman? Well, Tina hanging out with Carson.
And Carson, now you're down here at the finish line. If you could script your ideal run, how much did that match that?
It was exactly what I envisioned for run 1. And see what score I get, and I'm ready for run 2.
All right, and you came down, and there was a surprise as well with the family. How was that for you?
That was mind-blowing, actually. Biggest surprise of my life. You know, last time my dad came here, he said he'd never come back. He'd rather watch it on TV. It scares him. So that, it was like I was dreaming.
To have him here, what does that mean?
It means a lot, yeah. Coming into this, yeah, a lot of my family wasn't able to make it, and yeah, my dad gave me an excuse that he hates watching it in real life. So I was like, okay, got some friends.
Yeah, and here he is, and I got to ask you this. I was just talking to Carson. He said, first time here, you said, I'm never coming back to this place. You're back.
I just wanted to see him finish.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Having fun.
How proud are you, though, of Carson throughout the years and doing what he does out here?
Can't even put it in words. He amazes me every day. Every time I watch him, he amazes me. But I took his training wheels off his bike, so I take all the credit.
There you go. Well done on that first run, and we'll wait for that score.
Good job, Carson. Thank you.
The score in for Carson Storch. What's it going to be? 87 slots into second place. Right beside his teammate there, Tom van Steenbergen. These guys digging shoulder to shoulder for the past 10 days.
No way.
Sitting
1
1-2.
and 2, Tom and Carson. The judges clearly rewarding him for that execution throughout the run. Wow.
You're an animal, dude.
So here's how we stand here with 3 riders left to go in run number 1. Top 3, Brendan Fairclough, Carson Storch, and still the leader with that 89, Tom van Steenbergen. We got 3 riders left to go. Next to drop will be from Belgium, Thomas Genon. He's got 3 fifth places.
Rider waiting on wind.
Competing in yet again another Red Bull Rampage. A rider with a slopestyle background who's been a fixture for the past 10 years. Slowly progressing. Would love to taste that podium. With 3 fifth places, one of them coming at this venue just last year. You know he has what it takes. Plus, he identified what some of the weaknesses were in his line. He's added some more features to cut down on some of the dead space traversing. He has what I think is the biggest looking drop over at the El Nino area. Standing on that thing, he 360'd it last year. It is quite a bit more vertical than it is horizontal. A look at the current wind conditions right now. It fluctuates. Right now we're seeing 7 miles per hour at the start, 2 miles per hour in the middle, which means it's go time for Thomas Genon.
Okay, he's coming into this first section, which is so technical, and he's ripping down it.
Genon with a single crown this year.
Okay. Looking good so far. See what he has here?
Yes!
A big tail whip! Oh, wow! I was not expecting that tail whip, and he cleans it. Okay, now coming into this super technical step down. Nice stylish toboggan. And here's where it gets serious, Cam.
Come on. Yeah!
A rowdy landing of a little bit, but he gets the drop pretty good there. Let's see what he has to follow it up on this final jump.
Yes!
Big 3 table, and he lands so clean. And cruising over the last jump.
Oh, man, here we go. He's got one last jump. One-footed table to finish things off. Wow, he packed it into that run. That 3 drop is so massive. You see the impact upon landing.
Yeah, crazy impact right there. That run had so many cool parts of it. The first part is so steep, so technical. Then the exposed tail whip on the ridge, and then into the big spin. Tommy G must be hyped. That was a sick run.
When we were looking at the reading from those wind detectors, I'm thinking, you know what? On that ridge, if he's planning to do that tail up, he needs it to be absolutely calm. It was so great to see him not get blown on that. That is about as vulnerable as you can get, tail upping at the top of the Red Bull Rampage ridge.
Oh, absolutely.
Here we go, 360 drop. Oh, look how short the gap is on that. It's straight down.
Oh, that is crazy. Over-rotating a little bit, it seems, but that's just how he has to point it to get to the next section. And this is what Cam was talking about, huh, Cam?
That tail whip right there, when he catches, if it's windy, it's gonna kick the bike right out from under him, and that would have been the end of the run, but he chose the right moment, and he executed that tail whip with perfection. To see Thomas Genon, a rider with so many tricks, show up to Red Bull Rampage with a single crown, it's very exciting. Now, nobody does the 360 tape like Genon.
It wasn't the best 3 tape we've seen from Tommy G, but stylish nonetheless.
He's been through a lot this week. He's been battling a sore wrist after a kind of a silly little crash. Training before the event window started, just riding some steeps, slid out, put his wrist into a rock. The fact that he was able to brush that off, finish building his line, and then put together that run. Where's it gonna go on the leaderboard, Nikolai? What do you think?
Honestly, Tommy G is such a consistent rider here at Rampage. He's only been outside the top 10 one time in all his appearances. And that run had some very cool and unique moments over there. And also the first rider we've seen go to that kind of section on that side and get a full T to B the way they wanted.
This is kind of interesting. It sounds like all the judges have their score in except for one judge taking their time crunching the numbers. Score to beat an 89, held by Tom van Steenbergen. Carson Storch in second with an 87. Podium as it sits right now, Brendan Fairclough with an 86.66 in third place. All right, the score is coming in for Thomas Genon. Where will it put him? A 76.83 into 6th place. Great run for Tommy G. We'll look forward to run number 2 from him, but back up to the top of the course. This is going to be the man who was 4th place last year on the podium in 2021 with a 3rd. This is his 6th Rampage. His name is Reed Boggs, and he is dedicated to this sport of freeride mountain biking. Living out here in the desert,
rider number 2,
training daily, coming back
Reed
from a foot injury.
Boggs.
Remember that moment last year? He was wearing a mic. Let's listen in.
1.
Time to send, he says. Let's get it going, Reed. Coming into this lily pad.
Bar spins in. So tech.
Oh,
yes, that's what we want to see.
That jump is so hard for speed, and he cleans the flip. Oh, let's listen to what he's saying.
All you, buddy.
Oh, come on. Whoa, that's tech.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go. Come on.
Get the Brandt! Oh! Whoa! That moment off of El Nino, we were in his helmet. He thought he was going down.
What the fuck?
He knows he's mic'd up. He says, excuse the language. He had a terrifying moment during that flip. It seemed like he thought he was going to come up short, and he handles it. So nerve-wracking being inside the helmet of Boggs right there. Wow.
You did it, you did it.
Thanks, guys. Red Bull Rampage, best event ever.
Yeah, brother.
Runke kisses his helmet.
Okay, Reed was saying this jump is so hard for speed, didn't even hit it until this morning. Whoa, just cleans it as perfect as can be. And Kem, this next 3 spin drop, oh no, we're just going straight into the flip. Let's check it out.
Watch where he lands. When he spotted his land and he thought he was going to get ejected over the bars, but not only does he handle it, he finishes the run, adding some more tricks at the bottom.
Reed coming off a broken foot earlier this year, working on strengthening that foot so much, and it pays off and shows as he's able to handle that case right there.
Imagine showing your doctor footage of that run. This is what I need to be ready to do.
Yeah, well, he made it happen. And yeah, I mean, I'm stoked for Reed. He should be fired up on that without a doubt.
Absolutely, he was 4th place, riding a similar run last year. Just like we've seen from so many riders in the field, identifying what some of the weaknesses are and adding some new features to fix them. Gully, what are the judges saying? What's the buzz down there?
Man, it's been so fun to watch Reed just adapt to this terrain. He's an absolute animal out here. I know that flip drop was definitely scary with us all in his helmet with him, but he held it together. He had some very surgical maneuvers up top, but this guy is due for a win sooner or later. So the judges are really debating. I know he's going to be somewhere in the Tommy G zone, but I'm excited to see it. I'm going to leave it to these guys.
Interesting, right? Like, when you're somebody who has tasted the podium at Red Bull Rampage, he's had a 3rd, that's what you're gunning for. You're gunning for 2nd, for 1st. Your eyes are not even focused on anything other than that.
Yeah, I mean, Reed seems like he's developed the formula and knows what it takes to win this event. And it's left to the execution and now left to how the judges thought that run was. I mean, we had the bar spin on the very technical lily pad. We had the 360 on the super skinny drop. We had the flip on the ridge up top, which Alex Volokhov and Kurt Sorge both just straight jumped. So there was some awesome moments in that run. Let's see what they
broken it down. The judges have assigned a score to it, and it's going to be low. It's a 76.23, only good enough for 7th place. Trying to think what he could even add to that. It was so peppered with tricks.
I mean, I've been having a lot of conversations with Reed. He has a lot he can add to that run, but I am a little bit surprised on that score because, like I said, he had some amazing, amazing moments in there.
Check this out, though. When you say, oh, it's only 7th place, then you got to remember, well, who was scoring higher than him? Guys like Thomas Genon, who just had that huge 3 drop. Bienvenido, who front flipped the canyon gap.
Yep.
That's where we are in this competition right now. Even the fantastic runs may end up mid-pack, but this is the final rider to drop in run number 1. He was 2nd place here last year. He's the guy everybody is talking about on site here at the venue. Everybody's expecting him to potentially take the win if he stomps his run. He's going to the canyon gap. He will be riding the battleship.
Fuck it, let's go.
And you heard it right there.
Number 1, Szymon Godziek.
He's counting down. Godzie's already on course. Wasting no time. Here we go.
Goes on to the battleship, cleans it. He's pinned. Godziek has been causing so much conversation this week because of his lines and just his determination to do such a sick run here. Okay. Drops down here onto this long jump. Gets it clean. Big spin here. Goes a little rowdy, but he gets it into a nose bump bar. That was awesome, Cam. Okay. A backflip with a one-footed can there. He's getting serious here. A 360 X-up. He's throwing tricks all over the place. And now it's going to get really serious, really quick. Bar spin. Oh, he's on line! Oh, no.
Szymon Godziek going offline on the run-in to the Canyon Gap. We talk about how narrow these lines are and what can happen if you deviate from the center. Heavy impact there for Godziek. We've got our medical personnel scattered throughout the entire venue. You can see they're quick to make their way over to Szymon Godziek. So, Nikolai, we talk so much about how small the margin of error is on all these lines out here. And perfect example right there. He's on the run and coming into the Canyon Gap. Just a little bit too far riders left.
Yeah, when he did the bar spin in, it looked like maybe the wind got him or something. It looked like he almost like went bar and then like another little tweak, and then we stood up there earlier. It's so narrow, you gotta be so precise, and he just got offline. It looked like he almost saved it, then got bucked, and then it sent him like back into that cliff band on the side. So it seemed like a brutal impact. We saw him moving around a little bit, which is always a good sign, but you're spot on with the smallest little error can lead to such crazy moments. And
that's a good sound right there. When you show up to Red Bull Rampage year after year, you see these familiar faces, the medical crew that comes out every year. They're so experienced out here. It's great to see how quick they were to get to Szymon. We hear the crowd cheering. That's usually a good signal. But like I'm saying, you see those familiar faces. I mean, I've sat in an ambulance with my brother and with these medical personnel. You see them again, they always want to catch up. Hey, how have you been? So many of these riders out here have had issues in their runs, and they've returned, and you get this bond with the medical personnel.
Yep.
And yeah, once again, great to hear the crowd cheering for Szymon out there. It's always a good sign, but it's tough to see our friends go down like that.
It's beyond tough. We see them put so much into this event and into their riding, and like you were saying before the run, everyone out here was rooting for Godziek. Like, he was just taking it to the next level, and yeah, to see it go wrong in the moment where the run was just building up and we knew he had more to the bottom, that's just devastating. And we really hope he's okay.
Yeah, we always change our perspective when we end up in a situation like this. We're rooting for all of our friends to stomp their runs, and then right now we're just rooting for our friends to be all good. And it's comforting to know that we have the medical staff that's been here year after year, and they're tending to Szymon right now. But I think he was going for an X-up after that bar spin. And, you know, maybe just a little bit of wind pushing him to the side, maybe drifting a little bit from having his bars backwards after catching the bars. But Salema's hanging out up on the course. He's closest to the action. Salema, what's the vibe like up there right now, my friend?
Well, up here at mid-road here, you know, I'm with a lot of the dig teams, and it just speaks to the camaraderie that you have here in this sport at Rampage. So many other riders, dig teams, everybody just, you can feel the passion and everyone rooting for Godziek. But like we've been talking about, as far as the progression of the sport is concerned, these guys are taking such calculated risks. But the more you're throwing in these little variations in such critical sections, that we're all hyped on as far as what it takes to win Red Bull Rampage. How much does that raise the stakes when it comes to an injury like this?
Yeah, it's true. You know, we've seen some incredible runs today, and to be the final rider to drop, knowing that, you know, the level is high enough to where you got to pull out all the stops. You know, if you have anything in the back of your mind that you think may be able to edge that score up a little bit higher, if you're somebody who is so determined like Szymon Godziek, you're going to go for it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we saw him trying to put together the perfect run. You know, he got underscored last year because the top section wasn't that gnarly. Now he goes to Battleship. We saw him spin into the lily pad, into the canyon gap last year. Now he had some spins up above, some 360 X-ups, flat spin. So he's trying to put the single crown to use. Bar spin X into that, and then who knows what he would have had on the canyon and some more jumps below. So
as our medical personnel tends to Szymon Godziek, we take a look at our current standings after run number 1. Thomas Genon, the man who has had 3 fifth places, sits in 6th. Bienvenido, Aguado, Alba, after front flipping the canyon gap, sitting in the top 5. Emil Johansson with those back-to-back opposite tail up to regular tail up. Top 3 is rounded out. Brendan Fairclough, Carson Storch, and Tom van Steenbergen. We're going to tend to Szymon Godziek, and then we will have second runs coming up after the break.
Two freestyle world champs turn their backs on the racetracks. Martin Söderström and Emil Johansson
It's just cool to be riding.
team up to let the good times roll and the good vibes flow. Ride with the Swedes. Now available on Red Bull TV. Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now.
It's always a struggle out here. There's a big crowd. You've thought about this contest the whole life.
The bike events everyone talks about.
I'm going for podium for sure.
It's more than just watching any championships.
Let's go! Oh, and he stops it!
It's about progression, style, spirit, and community.
I don't know if I have to go as fast as I can or if I have to look like I'm fast.
And fast is fun.
360! Fire spin top tower! Here we go, we're off! An incredible ride! Oh, mother! That was a good one.
Bike on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back, friends, to Red Bull Rampage 2023. We are through our first runs. Unfortunately, we saw Szymon Godziek go down on that first run. Not the way that we wanted to end those first runs. We'll have an update for you shortly on his condition. Of course, we have an incredible medical team that is tending to him. But overall, historic runs that went down. The progress of this sport of freeride mountain biking at Red Bull Rampage does not seem to end. But we want to know what you're thinking at home. Already some chatter online, some of you saying that, hey, seems like Bienvenido may have been underscored. Well, you can go to redbull.com/rampage to vote, or you can scan the QR code that you have on screen. Vote from your phone. Let us know who you think is ripping and who you would like to see get this big win. We are stoked as we are going to be in a very short halftime heading into the second run. The great thing in our weather forecast was that we predicted light and variable winds, and right now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3 flags, and all of them are resting, and hopefully it will stay that way for the second runs. TVB, Tom van Steenbergen in first place, followed by Carson Storch. Still trying to make sense of what that run is. I had the ability to see that huge backflip from him, and he looked like he was cruising. Cam, Nikolai, what are your thoughts here as we head into our second runs?
I mean, a lot to digest. We saw a lot of action right there in run number 1. There's a lot of riders who didn't complete their runs. There's a lot of riders who left something out there on the table. We have a top 3 currently looking like this: Brendan Fairclough, Carson Storch, Tom van Steenbergen. The level has been set. The bar has been raised, and we're going to get them back up to the top of the course. Who are you most excited to see, Nikolai?
I think that I'm most excited to see Clemens Kaudela, because we barely got to see just a little taste of that run, and I think he has so much to show, a rider who has so much to prove, and he's embracing his opportunity at this event. And it really looks like the judges are rewarding, like we've been talking about, the run that has everything. Some steep, gnarly stuff up top, some big, risky drops with tricks included. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And to remind everybody where we sit, let's take a look back at our top 3 runs currently after run number 1. Something that I know all of the viewers at home are going to be looking for in these replays is the run from Brendan Fairclough. We're talking about our Viewers' Choice Awards. Selema invited you all at home to cast your vote. Typically, in the past, we see a lot of people voting for Brendan Fairclough, so let's take this opportunity to look back at his first run.
There's a big flip down there after all the gnarly stuff that he already did in the run, and he stomps the flip and immediately selling, screaming in the helmet, and just so sick to see him commit to these crazy features in the beginning of the week and then stomp them. And then Carson Storch, what do you have to say about Carson?
What I have to say about this guy is he lives and breathes preparation for this event all year round. He's had a 3rd place. He's sitting in 2nd right now. You know he wants to win this competition. Despite this being an absolutely flawless run, you heard it straight from his mouth in the finish corral. He has more to add to run number 2.
Yeah, I mean, the execution is the one thing that stood out for me in Carson's run, but here is the leader, Tom van Steenbergen, with the ridiculous move up the top. This move won Best Trick last year, and look at how clean he gets it, Cam. Wow. Just the longest landing ever and going so fast, and he definitely wasn't finished there. A nice, clean 360 drop right there, and then there was a flat flip on the biggest drop of his run.
So, Jeff, I gotta ask, because I see Carson Storch in 2nd place, sharing the majority of the run with Tom van Steenbergen. The one thing that Tom did to be in the lead that Carson didn't do is that caveman. Is that why the judges have him in the lead?
So, yeah, we got Tom van Steenbergen in the lead right now with that caveman on top, and that's really been the big separator. The boys taking the steeper, high exposed lines, dropping in, have really been dominating. Bren, super unique line all the way through. He has more in the bag to give, so really excited to see what comes. We got Clemens Kaudela. He's got a lot to step up. Talus, he has yet to complete a run. We got a lot of shifting yet to happen. I'm really excited to see it. What do you guys think?
You just got me stoked. I mean, a lot of riders with incomplete first runs, and then a top 3 who all have more to give in 2nd run. Selema, we're buzzing.
Absolutely, we're buzzing. I mean, we're in Utah, the most magical place, southern Utah, the only home of Red Bull Rampage for the entirety of the magic that has been this event. Over 2 decades, you have these breathtaking sandstone cliffs. I can't even speak today. And all of this magical color. Like, when I walk through this place, my heart just feels alive. We are just so stoked to come here. Make sure that you guys come out here and check out Utah. It is the state of sport. More Run 2 coming up here at Red Bull Rampage 2023.
Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now.
Rob Warner. I'm taking the best young athletes on a quest to ride the world's greatest trails and meet the people who live in some of the wildest places on Earth. Never had myself down as a Attenborough type.
Ah, get off! The first sight of the Himalayas.
You know, lions take the weakest and slowest rider.
Oh, my word!
Rob Warner's Wild Rides. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Anywhere around here you can get a cappuccino.
Take a look inside.
And he was going so fast!
If you make one mistake, it's game over.
The menacing world of mountain bike racing.
What do you mean by menacing?
With 6 off-the-chain stories from up-and-coming rookies.
We have a good time.
To experienced riders.
Don't film this clip.
Race tapes, now available on Red Bull TV. Look up at the sky.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
This is definitely Chris. Hopefully that parachute works.
A behind the scenes about a mind-blowing project. Featuring Chris Kyle riding his bike in the sky.
It's something that has never, ever been attempted before.
Don't Look Down. Now available on Red Bull TV.
One of the great things about Red Bull Rampage is that it is a truly international event. Our broadcast today in 7 additional languages: Brazilian, French, Spanish. Got to meet the Spanish team. They had just flown in from Spain. They were fired up. Italian, Polish, Turkish, and German. And as you can see, the fans are having a blast out here before the sun even came up, as we are getting ready to go here with Run 2. As you see our start list, Silva will be first with that lowest score, followed by Talus, Zink, Clemens Kaudela, Jaxson Riddle, Volokhov, and big Kyle Strait. Cam, I just can't believe how lucky we're getting relative to the last 2 days when it comes to conditions for our second run, especially when you think about what we were in last year.
Absolutely. We're about ready to drop second runs. Last year, we weren't able to do second runs. The competition was over at this point, so Mother Nature playing along and gifting us some better conditions than we had last year. And in terms of the rider list right now, there's no filler. It's so hard to get on this invite list, to the point where the lowest scoring rider to start run number 2 right now is a guy by the name of Adolf Silva. He was the first rider to drop in run number 1, if you remember. Issues right at the beginning of the run after he dropped into the chute that we saw Carson Storch ride. Carson Storch, a reminder, sitting in second place, so the judges obviously love that start section. The Loco is planning huge tricks.
Yes, exactly. It's the Loco. You can hear him in his helmet. He's saying, "Vamos, let's go." He's got this.
We're going.
Let's fucking go. He's on, controlling the speed into this first chute. Way cleaner than the first time.
Perfect.
Hopefully he gets this jump good. Okay, he cleans it with a bit of steez, and he's on. Up and over onto the ridge. Continues ripping.
Whoa!
Oh, no! That was such a difficult and risky maneuver. I don't know if you guys saw it because of the first-person drone view. That was a cannonball where he takes his hands off his bars, grabs his seat, takes his legs off, and he just went too far and couldn't get back on, and he's just in disbelief.
Cam, we talk about favorable wind conditions right now, but the ideal wind condition for a trick like that at such a crucial location as the top of the ridge, you would need absolutely no wind. You see the disappointment there on the face of his mother, who actually enjoys base jumping. Those Silvas are built differently, but you saw the bike just get kicked out from underneath him. That is a symptom of a side wind. Oh, so tough to see him throw away both runs. He was absolutely going for it. You know, you see a lot of riders straight airing the jumps at the top. This is a step down. I was just happy to see him stop sliding right here.
That's crazy the way he was able to save it almost. Oh. Look, the cannonball. Oh, he gets back on, uses all the suspension. Wow, that's a crazy crash. If he was able to save that, that would have been so rowdy, and he would have been on for the rest of the run. But once again, he's gonna finish the run. Awesome to see this from Adolf.
He's worked so hard to get here for the past 5 years. He's been saying, put me in, coach. I want to be back at Rampage. But similar to what we... Oh.
Wow, the extension is second to none. Unbelievable.
Whoa, he held it.
Suey there. Wow, he has that anger. He's just trying to show that he belongs here. And let's see if he goes for this double flip again. I'm going to say it's a yes. 1, 2.
Oh, yeah,
and he lands it.
He says, all right, this is my audition for next year. I want in again.
Like we were talking about after the first run, it seemed like he got the mistakes out of the way then. He cleans up what he messed up in run 1, but the cannonball takes him. That's so sick for him to do those tricks towards the bottom for the crowd.
She said, listen, you did great. You got to give it to Adolf Silva. He's never going to not go for it. We saw him crash in both of his runs and both times get up and finish the run. Going for the double flip again here. A little bit better than his attempt at the end of run 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one was spot on. He goes a little bit deep, but he still is able to pull it off. And support team there is stoked to see him okay and able to finish the run, and hyped on his performance nonetheless. And although he didn't get a full pull, he showed us that he belongs, and he's got a lot more to prove at this event in the future, I hope.
Well, 2 unfinished runs. Sitting in 13th now. He'll be setting his sights on getting another invite, but we're back up to the top right now.
Whoa.
This run from Talus Turk in run number 1 was ended due to a mechanical, but a lot of people have their eyes on this youngster who was relocated to the desert, dedicating his efforts to free ride.
It feels so money, man.
Ready, man?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, rookie, go get it. Rider number 16. Talus Turk. 3, 2, 1.
He's mic'd up.
Chill.
Chills, you can hear him. Yes.
Whoa!
Yeah! Yes!
Top to bottom with it.
Almost throws it away!
That was amazing!
Oh my!
Oh, wow!
Sorry, audio guy.
Wow!
Talus Turk keeping himself calm the whole run with flawless execution on huge moves, stepping it up a notch.
Cam, that just seemed like the nerves faded away. He told himself at the top, chill, chill. You saw every drop executed so good. The extension on the backflip one, Ken. What? And then on the backflip Superman down below, like the first run he seemed a bit like nervous and overwhelmed, and then that one he's like, I belong.
You know what I feel like he did? Is he tricked himself into not feeling the pressure of Red Bull Rampage.
Wow.
He was riding saying this is just another day, but that is the best riding he's ever done in his life under pressure.
Wow, yeah, 21 years old, young buck, chooses the perfect moment to just do the best riding of his life. Let's check out these replays, Cam.
Okay, Nikolai, he set his sights on getting a backflip one-footed can-can off of El Nino weeks ago. This is the biggest drop he's ever flipped. Wow. Look at that, perfect.
Wow.
Oh, that was beautiful. Watch this extension. Oh, I was thinking, don't throw it away on the super flip. I knew he was going for that.
The dust flying off the shoes is insane.
Then he keeps adding more. He had the tuck no-hander, that huge style on the one-footed whip on the final jump.
Controls, controls.
Oh,
wow, that extension is, I don't know if it can be better than that. And look at the landing. The first run, he messes up a straight flip by going too far.
How much style was this?
And now he does this. Almost throws it away there.
I don't even think it would have mattered. You know what? It's like, I think it was even better. He landed flat. It was aggressive, huge style. So, I just found out yesterday, Talus Turk's dad, Carson Storch, was the first snowboarder to stomp a double backflip on film. Obviously, something special in this kid's blood. Hayden Zablotny and Ryan McNulty, not only his build crew, but his roommates. Two kids who want to get into Rampage as well.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll find their way.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'm so happy for this kid.
That's unreal. That was a great display of just coming through in the clutch, making it happen when you gotta make it happen. He knew this was a huge opportunity. Like you said, he was wanting to staple his name as a Rampage athlete for 10 years to come if possible, and he may have just done that.
When I separate, I was like, oh, dude, I knew. As soon as I saw the foot go over, I was like, you're lucky.
Barrel three, I just didn't give a fuck.
All right, Jeff. I gotta know. I gotta know what's going on in there.
Yeah, the boys are really picking this one apart. They're watching replays right now. They're comparing it to Boggs at first. They're comparing it to Emil right now. There's a lot of great tricks, a lot of variations. He really found his flow and speed through that run, really cleaning up that flip drop and adding that one-foot can with amazing extension. I'm excited to see how the boys score this one because, holy smokes, did he ever man up for a rookie run.
Yeah, that was a veteran performance right there for the first-year Rampage rookie. Critical section there for that backflip one-footed can-can. That's got to weigh heavy there, Jeff, right?
Absolutely. We were looking at that. It looks like he's still extending, and it was so big.
And backflip Superman, I feel like there's nothing to critique there on that final trick jump.
No, there's no critique at the end of his run. He overshot the one-foot downside a little bit, holds it together, and then falls over while he's laughing to himself on a flat corner.
Do we care about that? Because I don't. Do the judges care?
You know what? We just like the spirit he's showing. Look at him. He's laying on the ground celebrating right now. He knows he put it together.
Yeah, we've got Bienvenido in 5th, who did something similar there. So obviously, we got to take everything into context here at the end of a great run.
No kidding.
Okay, the score's coming in. He was in 14th. What is the score going to be now? Talus Turk into 4th place, just outside the podium. Hey, this kid is here to stay.
That is an amazing score to go from a 0.0 to that. What a feeling for Talus Turk.
Keep in mind, this year the top 5 from last year received an automatic invite. So that's another story within the story here. Talus Turk looking to punch his card into 2024. A man who has been here year after year after year after year. He dropped in run number 1 making history as the oldest competitor to drop in for a Red Bull Rampage Finals run. Score to be right now at 89, held by Tom van Steenbergen. Tom van Steenbergen, a rider who shares a similar approach to the veteran Cam Zink. A go-for-it mentality, a mental ability to shrink the magnitude of high-pressure situations. Cam Zink with an issue in run number 1, causing him to shut it down, hit the brakes before the Icon Center, the absolute climax of his run. A historic feature. He backflipped in 2013 to find himself on the podium. This man won at this venue in 2010. He is pointing that bicycle toward the Icon Center again. We're rooting for him to have the speed this time. We know he's made it known, as he always does, Babe Ruth style, pointing to center field. He wants to backflip that Icon Center dirt to dirt. That is the drop we saw Kyle Strait fly down in run number 1.
Go ahead.
A lot of anticipation going on in this run. It would be so legendary if he can make this happen. Looked so good in run 1 before that case.
This is the moment right here for Cam Zink.
Come on, Cam. He's dropping in, little nose bump in there, controlling speed into this very, very steep first section. Does this drop, makes it look easy. That's gnarly up there. Let's see if he goes for this. Flip knack once again. Gets it perfect again.
All about speed here and precision.
Okay, cooking for this. He gets the speed.
Come on, Cam, come on.
What's gonna happen?
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh my gosh! He flips the Icon Center and lands it! And he keeps it safe with the knack. That's so sick that he just did that. Come on, Cam, let's bring it to the bottom.
It is not over. 3 drop. Perfect.
Oh my gosh! The execution was perfect there.
Yes.
Zink has done it. Zink has done it, recreating the iconic moment on the Icon drop. He flips, that flip looked a bit rowdy, but he landed it perfect.
It was rowdy. 10 years later, stopping it.
Look at this celebration with his family. This is unbelievable. Probably some tears flowing in that hug right now.
Oh my God. That was a perfect moment.
Yeah, you can see his daughter wiping the tears away. There's so much emotion that goes into moments like this.
I had like kind of a dead pop, and I was like, all right, no can.
Wow, what would Zink do? That's so good. Wow. That's about as good as it gets right there for moments.
They put the pressure on Zink, and he delivered.
Holy crap. what a half hour I'll make. Oh my God. So freaking mad earlier.
Okay,
let's look at this.
You said it got rowdy. Let's take a look back.
Oh my gosh, taking off the edge. Look how narrow that landing is.
Oh man, this is playing with fire right here.
More than enough speed on the Evel Knievel long and low there, and look at that.
Do you hear what he said? At the bottom, he said, a bit of a dead pull, but I thought, there's plenty of air time. He didn't get a ton of rotation off that snap, but when you're going that big, there's time to bring that thing around. He still was able to touch down rear tire first, too. Let's see what the judges did.
That's so sick. Watts and the rest of the judges are celebrating, fists in the air for the legend, Cam Zink.
Tina, let me feel the energy down there.
Oh, I think it's just filled with emotion. Cam, I'd say determination is one way you could describe trying to get that line to work. You just never gave up.
Yeah, you said it with the emotions. I mean, this place is like, kind of like when people say lightning in a bottle, it's just the most concentrated mass of the gamut of emotions. Like super nervous, super like motivated, you know, you want the glory, you want like your family's here, and you're like, so many emotions constantly, and it's like, makes you want to tear up of joy, sadness, everything. But after that first run, I was just so pissed at myself. Hadn't cased that jump the whole time. There's no way I could have made the next one, but then it's just like, what to do? You know what to do. Pressure's a privilege. And here we are. I almost kind of blacked out, and just like when you roll through the finish line, you're like, did it. Freaking did it.
Well, you did it, and I'm going to reveal to you that you just got a 95, so you are the new leader.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, man.
A 95! Electrifying moments at Rampage. Zink does it!
Jeez. Salema. These are one of these legendary moments.
Wow.
Wow. That is one of the most legendary things I've ever seen. And guess what? We're still just getting going on run number 2.
Absolutely, wow. Zink just ignited Rampage down here with a 95. What a score. After the runs we've seen, a 95. Clearly the risk paying off, but look who we have in the gate.
Okay, the Rampage rookie, Clemens Kaudela. After an early issue in run number 1, looking for redemption.
Okay, ripping this first ridge. We're gonna see him take this little unique step down coming up right here. Makes it look easy, but that is technical.
What he wants to do on the run-in to the canyon gap requires so much technical ability and speed control.
Okay, he greases this. Let's see if he goes for this flat spin once again.
Come on, get through this.
Goes for it.
Yes.
Lands it. He goes huge that time.
Perfect.
And now he's in for the next part of his run. This is getting really exciting. Okay. Sea-Dog pedaling over. Soon he's going to turn into this section of multiple drops, isn't he, Cam?
Here we go. Straight down this ridge. So much braking here, but let's see if he goes for it.
Oh.
He gaps it!
Whoa! No!
Oh. Wow. All I can say is thank goodness he slowed down and crashed before reaching the end of the ravine. He went so deep.
This is the feature that we were talking about. You saw Bienvenido, Aguado, Alba, and Szymon Godziek using that lily pad before the canyon gap. And Clemens Kaudela just goes all the way over it. We saw him do that drop multiple times in practice, but that time it just seemed like he went too far. He's a beast, so we hope he's okay. That was a big, big crash.
So unfortunately, we find ourselves in a similar scenario as we had in run number 1. Same spot of the course there where Szymon Godziek went down. Clemens Kaudela looking to gap the entire lily pad section of the roll into the canyon gap. We saw him do it in practice, Nikolai. Not only did he clear that whole quadruple, he was able to slow down, modulate his speed accordingly, and absolutely grease the canyon gap. He just went so hot into that thing, went deep, and I'm honestly glad that the crash happened where it did.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed how difficult that whole speed control was. He has the 2 drops before, then he seemed like he slowed down a whole bunch, and then still went, I don't know, 20, 25 feet past the point that he wanted to land, and then he would have had to break into the canyon gap. The whole idea of even committing to that line is so technical and so difficult, and he almost had it, but a big slam.
I think it was all about connecting those features before that gigantic step down. It's basically from where he turns left, it's a straight line all the way to the finish corral, and so much braking precision is necessary there. It looked like he slowed down enough, but I don't know, maybe he popped a little bit right off the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just so insane that drops, like, I don't know what that drop is, 60, 70 feet, and you have to go slow into it. Having that mental control is... Okay, now we're hearing that Sea-Dog has taken his helmet off on his own, so that's an amazing sign. What do you think, Cam?
That's a great sign. I mean, we had a similar scenario moments ago when Szymon Godziek went down right at that same exact section. We heard the crowd cheer. That was our signal that he was starting to show signs of you know, getting up.
Yeah.
And yeah, taking his helmet off here for Clemens under his own power is a great sign. And these guys are tough out here, man. And it's even bigger in person. Yeah. You know, flying off that cliff. We saw what happened to G. Atherton in practice. And let's just talk about how tough these guys are. I mean, we had G out here at the venue after that crash. Yeah. We thought he was going to be on the next flight home to Wales. And so hopefully we'll be slapping high fives with Clemens later on. There we go.
Look, Sea-Dog is standing up. What a beast. He's even smiling, it seems.
Wo bin ich gelandet? Genau da, wo die ganze Tour
Discussing with Elias Russo, member of his dig team, representing the country of Austria, both of them. And we didn't see a full run from Clemens, but he saw that he's willing and capable of doing some absolutely legendary things out here.
All right, now that we know he's up, smiling, it feels good, but we're also going to be able to take a look at that replay. See how far he sent it down that landing. Such an impact that he couldn't even hold on to the handlebars. Here we go. Oh, this angle's gonna be nuts right here. Let's see how far he sails. Oh, left hand.
Oh my gosh. He almost ooh. Ooh, that looks really, really brutal and gnarly. It's so nice to see him standing up after that, but...
You know what? If his hand blew off and he kept rolling, he would not have had very much time to recover and slow down. Because watch, even when he stops sliding right here, he's right towards the end of that thing. What an animal there. Wow. Austria's Clemens Kaudela, definitely proving he's one of the best in the world out here based on the line he picked for himself. And those of you at home going, he didn't have what it took to row that. We saw him do it in practice.
Oh, yeah.
Very well within his capabilities.
Yeah,
and at first it seemed like he really overshot, like a big mistake, but here it just looked like he just kept flying until it was too much.
See Todd Barber there, event organizer. Just, Clemens, you'll be back.
It's good to hear. Seemed like he almost handled that landing. It was just his arm blew off.
Yeah, left hand.
He was like, that was pretty much the only thing. I mean, imagine he handled that overshoot. That would have been something next level.
Could you imagine being able to measure and just know how much force that is for his left hand to hold on and not blow off the bar, landing that low? Yeah, it's going that long. The outcome may have been worse if his hand didn't blow off. It would have been that much harder with so little time to scrub speed before the takeoff. We're talking, what, 75 feet across on that canyon gap?
It has to be, yeah.
Well, I'm curious right now what the current standings look like on our People's Choice vote. The viewers at home, whose runs are you loving? I mean, Cam Zink sitting in first place right now with a 95 is tough to argue with.
Oh, Bienvenido.
Yeah, they're loving that massive canyon gap front flip from Bienvenido. He's got 31% of the votes. All right, Jeff, what do you think the judges are saying about the audience making their voice heard?
It's always a little bit different from what we're seeing. We're being a little more nitpicky, and we actually have to look into flaws to make differences between the run. Bienvenido is always a crowd favorite. He's a showman. He's an absolute sender, and he did something that nobody's ever done. In those 3 hits he put together, it was outstanding, and I'm not surprised he's the crowd favorite right now. This guy is a legend. I absolutely love him.
We're just stacking up the legendary moments out here. 2023 Red Bull Rampage. We're just getting into the mix of run number 2. It's been insane. Cam Zink knocked Tom van Steenbergen into second place. Carson Storch still holding on to that podium position in third. And we're going to be seeing our next rider loaded up into the gate. It's going to be the local boy, born and bred, Jaxson Riddle, a pair of 9th places in his first 2 Red Bull Rampage appearances. 2021 Style Award winner. His run was flawless in run number 1, but only good enough for 14th place. Where are you looking for him to brush up and pick up a couple more points?
Well, we heard him on his mic in run 1 making some noises on some drops when he didn't throw a trick in. So I'm expecting him to throw a couple more Jaxson classic moves throughout the run. Let's listen in.
Whoa!
Oh.
Nice. So stylish. Yeah.
He had a big Superman here in run number 1.
You hear him? You hear him laughing there to himself. Jaxson had such a good time out here. He feels so at home on his bike.
Yo! The saran wrap off the final little booter. A little bit of wind in that run. So Jaxson Riddle with another smooth one. Missing a couple of tricks there. We saw a huge Superman in run number 1. I like the little saran wrap on the final little booter. You heard him on that steep kicker in the middle of the line that he calls the giraffe booter. I know he wanted a trick on that one. It looked like he was getting a little bit wind blown.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Yeah, a lot of fans out there for the local boy in his 3rd Rampage appearance. Pretty cool to see him here. This kid grew up watching Red Bull Rampage, just dreaming of someday being a part of it.
Such unique style from Jaxson, one-of-a-kind riding style, and steeds as well. You see all the colors on the kit. Moto-inspired bike. This dude is one of a kind.
Yeah, he based last year's bike off of an old Travis Pastrana Suzuki. This one's based off of Jeremy McGrath's 1990 Kawasaki KX125. Loves the moto style. So we got the next rider loaded up in the gate. Kyle Strait. Huge moment in run number 1, facing those demons and finishing what he started a year ago, having a crash in practice we spoke about earlier that put him into the helivac with a broken back. What an insane recovery to be back to the top of this course in just 1 year's time. He stomped his first run, going so deep on the Icon Center that we just saw Cam Zink backflip. We know the judges love that feature. Kyle Strait has won at this venue. It was 10 years ago, 2013, where he suicide no-handered that drop. We got Cam Zink joining us right here in the booth. He's gonna watch our screens, the guy to beat. Love to see Kyle up here taking his second run. You know, a lot of the riders aren't going to take their second run, but Kyle, he said it at the bottom of run number 1. All right, I'm ready to drop the hammer.
Oh, absolutely.
I know he's been training so hard. He's got a couple spots in this line where he can do exactly that, drop the hammer and crank that score up a few notches. Kyle currently sitting in 11th place. Oh, this is a treat. We're getting Cam Zink head-set it up. We're gonna have him on board here to join us, calling this run from Kyle Strait. Cam, you guys every single year team up. It's a joint effort. Obviously, sometimes you deviate different sections of your line, but you guys are you're a package deal out here. First of all, congratulations being the man to beat right now with that 95. But how stoked were you to see Kyle put down that first run?
Yeah, we share the same lines because we have the same goals and appreciate the same things out of riding, have the same heroes growing up, you know, from a racing pedigree. And it just ends up being we want to hang out with each other and build with each other and keep the vibes high. You know, there's so many reasons why we share a line. I think the biggest thing is we just want to ride the same stuff. And he definitely has more in the tank. I'll say that. He has a couple tricks that he missed, as did I. But he wants more. He's hungry. He wants it bad. He's already done the comeback. He's already accomplished that. Now he's ready to try to get on the box.
Yep, that's in the rearview mirror, the whole comeback story right now. It's about stomping your dream run. And you guys are veterans. You know that this is the opportunity right here. Run number 2 with a score already in the bag. Time to drop the hammer.
All right, so Kyle's coming off this top one, and he's got one of the burliest top features up here, but he has to shut it down so hard, and hopefully he can get this.
Come on.
Big
yes,
flip.
yes,
Come on, pull. Yes,
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, that's the one to check off, and now we know what he wants on this big dog.
We know it.
Good speed right there.
Perfect.
Come on, Lau. Come on, Lau.
Yes, the legendary classic straight Suey.
Yes, Kyle. Shut her down, have some fun.
They are so solid when it comes to Red Bull.
And now he's just cruising, enjoying arguably the best run of his entire life.
Yes.
Yes, Kyle.
All right, I'm going to go say hi to my brother.
Do it. Thanks for joining us,
Not only
Cam
does
Zink.
Kyle Strait come back to Rampage 1 year after breaking his back, but he goes run 2 and steps it up.
Man, it's windy up there. I was so nervous to see him lean back, pinch that seat with those knees, and throw those hands back off the bars. That was perfect.
These are incredible moments. This is what we live for here at Rampage.
Oh, little Stevie. Little baby hurricane.
Holy shit.
Wife Rachel, daughter Stevie, celebrating builder Luke Whitlock.
The man who has done the most rampages out of anyone in history just continues to deliver out here in the desert.
You're good. And then I was like, I'm still going. Dude, the flip, you look like you're almost stalled out.
Jump in there, Tina.
Oh. What? I guess, what can you say? No, Cam, get back here. He's like, I've already done my job. Kyle, well, speaking of Cam, we had him, he was giving commentary during that run, and he's like, yep, he just arguably gave the best run of his life. What do you have to say about that?
I don't know, I think we're both, apparently the internet thinks we're too old to do this, but I'm pretty sure we stumped them once again, so I don't know, man, I'm stoked, and can't wait to enjoy some natties with the family. That was insane.
What do you have to say about Cam's run? I mean, you guys, you know, that line, going back to last year, you put a lot into it.
You know, it's exactly, it's been over a year, and we knew we could do that line, and to watch Cam stomp it, and like, we all knew he had it, dude, you know, and I'm just stoked for our whole build team, and we knew it would work, and it's showing.
Well, it's showing. It's just so much fun to watch you guys, and I've been watching you throughout the year.
Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
Take that, internet.
What a statement there by Kyle Strait.
Yeah, if you take a still frame photo, that extension was perfect on that Suey. What's the score going to be here for Kyle Strait coming in? Look at that, good enough for 6th place.
Solid run and score from Kyle Strait. So impressive, honestly.
I mean, this guy is one of the best in the world when it comes to overall bike control. And you got to have him right up there with just athletes who have an unimaginable capacity for mental strength. But you know what? We're not over yet. We got Reed Boggs up at the top of the course. He was 4th place last year. He's been on the podium He knows what it takes. He's modified this line, making the adjustments necessary to get back on that podium. Reed Boggs currently sitting in 10th position. Here we go. He's got another chance.
3, 2, 1. Boggsy.
Just another day. Let's go. That's what he says. Let's listen into Boggs here during this run. Lily pad.
Yep. Let's go.
Yes.
Smooth.
Get that right.
Cleaned it up.
Perfect. Okay, I think he might have a bit to step up on this bottom jump.
Let's go.
Nice! Flip bar using the bar spin again. That is amazing.
Yeah.
For Jordy, the
Let's
3-star.
Go. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You can.
2 runs, baby. 2 runs. Let's go. Let's go.
You hear him saying 2 runs. The feeling of doing not 1, but 2 runs, top to bottom at Rampage must be unreal for Reed. In the zone, makes it happen. That run was way cleaner, way better. Hopefully he gets rewarded, huh, Ken?
That's the dream right there, to put down 2 runs, having your second run be an improvement on the first.
Yes, indeed.
That could not have possibly gone any better for him.
That's all it takes. Yeah. Mindset over everything. Man, I was scared up there, but tell yourself you got it. Believe in yourself, and it works. Let's go.
I love seeing him put that single crown to work as well. That very technical bar spin right off the get-go in the middle of the heart of this venue. Backing it up here with this stylish underflip table. Almost throwing it away a little short.
Yeah, coming up a little short in the back wheel.
Watch him check
Reed
it.
has been saying that jump is difficult for speed, but now we're going to the bottom where he does a backflip bar spin, the only rider we've seen do that maneuver here today, so that's sick.
That might even be the first backflip bar spin at Red Bull Rampage. We're gonna have to check our history books for that one, but another rider here putting that single crown fork to use. What that means is it opens up a lot of tricks. You can spin those bars like you saw him doing twice. It also opens up the door for tail whips. We saw Emil Johansson doing those tails both directions off of drops in his run. Just turning a new chapter into what's possible in this terrain year after year.
The Gila monster strikes again. Let's go. Be happy. Thank you. Woo. Love it. I love it.
All right, score coming in for run number 2 from Reed Boggs.
See. What?
Improves the number a little bit, not gonna move up in the rankings.
Whatever, I'm happy. Let's go!
Sometimes the run feels better than the score coming in. I feel like that run was way better, but like you mentioned earlier in the show, it's not always about the number, it's about the ranking.
And when you consider that, you look at the rider who's 1 ahead of him in the ranking, and that's Thomas Genon, who had that big tail up top, a huge 3 drop in the middle. So, at home, let us know what you think. Vote for fan favorite. Here we go. Thomas Genon. I just brought him up because his first run was so amazing. He's currently sitting in 9th position.
Number 3, Thomas Genon.
Really curious if he has anything more for us at the bottom. I can't imagine
Tommy G.
what he's got at the top, but maybe the big El Nino drop, maybe a 3 variation. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, Tommy G's so experienced at Rampage, knows exactly what he needs to do at this event. Let's see what he's got here. The tail whip, he gets it perfect again. How impressive is that?
Yes.
Takes a quick seat, getting ready for the next section of the run, which gets serious.
Nice.
Suicide on that technical step down, and we're into the big drop.
Get it.
Whoa. Yes! A little over-rotated and rowdy, but no issue for Tommy G, and he's into the bottom time of his run. Let's see what he's got on this trick jump. Yeah! The trademark Tommy G 360 table, and then an Indy C grab! Adding that to the end, so improvements for Tommy G.
Oh, yes,
what?
There we go. Adding a tail up at the bottom, too.
Making the end of the run way sicker, way better three table, an Indy C grab, and a down whip, and he is thrilled with that, I bet.
Back-to-back runs right there. Improvements. This run number 2 is delivering. I love what I'm seeing out here. These riders saying, I got more in the tank for run number 2, and then absolutely backing it up.
Guys, I mean, look at Thomas Genon's, the dig teams behind here during that run, especially as he took apart that bottom half of the course. These guys went absolutely mad. Nothing but hugs all around, you know, as the dig teams play such a big part in being able to see a run like that go down. Also, I got a quick update on Szymon Godziek. He is with medical and doing very, very well. We'll be able to keep tabs on his recovery, but the good news is that he's doing well and with medical.
Well, that's great to hear, Salema. Thanks for that update. The score coming in for Thomas Genon. He will have improved slightly on the score, but once again, not move up the rankings. And gotta shine a light again. The rider right ahead of him in the rankings is Bienvenido, who front flipped the canyon, just really speaking toward the level of competition out here. How a run like that, such a banger, can only be good enough for 9th.
Yeah,
Stacked
absolutely.
Field.
Oh, and speaking of Bienvenido, I thought we heard in his first run him saying he's good with that run.
What in the world? No.
And knowing Bienvenido, that means he's got more gas to bring.
Insane to see him at the top of this course.
Wow. I am very interested to see how Bienvenido is going to step this run up, and he's dropping in right now. Ripping this first section. It's going to go around the battleship, but keep the speed really nice. It's going to dip down below here. We'll drop down. Let's see if he's got something more on this jump here. Just keeping the speed there. Big knack-knack, just like we saw in run 1. Coming in almost at the canyon gap here. He's gonna spin this again. Yes, indeed, he spins it again. Whoa. A little rowdy, but no issue. Oh my God, he flips that lily pad. Does it perfect. Wow. What has he got for us?
He goes again. Come on, come on.
Yeah. You have got to be kidding me. 2 for 2 front flips on the canyon gap, and an even better Superman. Cam, what do you got to say about this guy?
Is he just doing this for fun? Some of the craziest riding ever. I can't believe he did that run again. What in the world?
That is incredible. The backflip step down into that canyon gap lily pad. It looks so easy when Bienvenido does it, but it's so tech.
I'll tell you what. It is windier now than when he did it. I cannot believe he went for that again. What an animal.
And you saw how Bienvenido was so overwhelmed by the emotions in run 1. And I guess when he got over those emotions, he's like, I'm gonna go do that again. I got this. And that is insane.
He goes, that felt good. I want another one of those. Here we go, look back at his second time doing something that nobody's ever done today. Just a normal day for Bienvenido.
2 for 2 means I'm confident that he could even throw some sort of variation into that front flip at this point, because
and he has so many,
insane.
huh?
Yeah. Wow, the control, the patience, the timing required for that maneuver.
Yeah, I fully thought after run, I thought after run 1, he was like, I got away with that. There's so many variables, they all worked out. Let's go find a a good seat for the action, but he said, I want to get back on this stage.
Possibly the best front flipper in the history of mountain biking. The world's first double front flip back in the day. Now this, especialista de front flip, they would say in Spanish.
Brinca, brinca. Catalunya.
Wow.
Okay, what are they going to do?
It's an improvement of the score, but still stays in the same place. But how sick is it to see Bienvenido?
The crowd making their opinions heard. You at home, we can't hear you in the finished crowd like we can our live audience, but you're making your voice heard via our Rider of the Day online voting, but it's just 1 percentage point. Bienvenido between he and Szymon Godziek. Gully, what is it going to take for these final 3 riders we have left to drop in here to knock Cam Zink out of that first place position?
Well, I think we have the 3 riders to be able to do it. They're really going to have to be riding a fine line. And I know just little things to step it up, stick those landings, maybe add a spin or flip where you can. I know TVS coming up is going to be pretty hungry after stopping that first run. He's got something in the bag and nothing to lose. So I am at a loss for words for what is about to happen. But I know these 3 guys have the capability to do it.
So the next rider to drop is Emil Johansson.
All right, ready, dude?
We saw Emil Johansson put down an insane run in his first go, good enough for 7th place. We saw him do an opposite tail whip to regular tail whip on the double drops, linking those 2 tricks together on those 2 very technical features. He had a 360 X up top.
Yeah, Emil's in the gate and he looks hungry, so I'm really excited to see what tricks he's gonna step up for this run. He has some crazy capabilities.
We saw this in run number 1, and we've seen it countless times on the Crankworx Slopestyle Tour, where he is the winningest athlete of all time with 13 wins, 3 triple crowns. He waited for run number 1 for a window. He did the same here in run number 2. He's off and running.
Here we go. Emil, the goat of slopestyle, dropping into run 2, Red Bull Rampage.
Red Bull Rampage on course right now. Emil
Come on.
Johansson.
Okay, coming into this egregious rock drop here.
Here's where things really get started for Emil.
Oh my gosh, an X down!
I did not see that coming.
Wow. Okay, coming into the big drop again.
Full of surprises.
Whoa, it was a truck driver! He let go of the bars there.
X up in run number 1.
Up over that big, long 50-foot jump again.
Already, gotta believe he's
gonna get this time. Now coming into this technical double drop section. Switch whip there. Reg whip here, and here's where he might step it up. Get ready. Come on.
Step down style.
360 inward table, adding something. Oh, cases it, but just powers through like a beast. And once he got here at the end, nice fork.
Oh, out of all the places to have an issue. He's laughing.
You are joking. After all those improvements, after that beastie run, he goes down on the 450, and even he's laughing.
Oh, you got it at that point. There's nothing left to do.
Wow. I am very, very impressed with Emil's performance in those 2 runs. The X up off the rock drop is just insane.
It's so heinous even to ride that rock drop. The run out is so consequential, making it into that left-hand turn. To throw an X up off that drop, never thought we'd see that. Here we go.
Here comes the switch whip. He gets a little rowdy here, didn't he, Camo?
It is rowdy. There's no way to ride that without it being rowdy. When you're adding opposite tail up to regular tail up, it's always going to be on the edge.
360 and wait until the last moment for that inward table. So sick looking.
He was scrubbing off of these connecting features. Oh, he went so deep there. He had tons of speed. Let's see where he landed. Oh. He's like, really? Really?
Oh. Maybe just getting the knee jammed in the front wheel a little bit and just laying down. Emil said he wanted to come to Rampage to gain experience, and getting a run down for him would be a win. And this performance has been pretty good, hasn't it?
For sure. He was very vocal about what his goals were for this event, and he has 100% accomplished those goals. He proved he belongs here. He's doing stuff that we've never seen. He's sitting in 7th place. Good job, Emil.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Emil a lot more these next few years out here at Red Bull Rampage. And he's got a lot more in the tank, I'm sure of it.
It'd be epic. We got it. Just to confirm scores, Emil crashed. So that's a no-go pretty much. Yeah. Can you ask for his score really quick?
Terry Cox, you copy? Can you give me a meal score, please? See me ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's just cruise this. We can break a bunch and then just aim for the...
All right, I'm getting Carson into the start.
Either way, what do you want?
I don't want to fucking go blind, but it doesn't matter to me.
You can go first if you want.
Are you guys just doing a party train?
We're doing a train.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
All right. 10-4 they are. I'm going to send... Carson, you going first? Or he's
I think Tom wants to go first. Do you care?
Carson and Tom happy with their positions right now. They're going to do a party train. The crazy thing about this is that in Tom's run, he caveman off of the start tower, so he's never ridden this chute before. And Carson's like, yeah, you're going to go first.
We're literally doing a victory lap train.
That's so sick to see them 2nd and 3rd place.
Wind looks nice.
Man, amazing angles all day from our 5G POV drone cam. Bringing us the high-def views of Red Bull Rampage. We're experiencing it like we never have before.
Wow.
And this is going to feel good to watch right now, this party train between Tom Van Steenbergen sitting in 2nd place and Carson Storch sitting in 3rd. These guys celebrating their podium performances out here today.
Party train with Tom and Carson.
Tom rips the chute for the first time. He's chilling. Carson rips it behind him.
Oh my God!
This will be fun. No way. Hey, this is the quickest way to get to the bottom of the course and claim that podium spot.
Almost a dream scenario for these two. Imagine you're on the podium with your homie and you just get to rip top to bottom victory lap Red Bull Rampage.
Yeah, you guys. That's what's up. There we go.
And there you have it, your silver and bronze medalist, Storch and TVS.
So happy for these riders.
Oh, really? No, dude. You're a fucking animal, dude.
Scariest train of my life, Storch says. That's insane.
Man, we've seen people so many times in the past walk their bike down once they secured a good position. These guys are animals for just training their run down. Congratulations there.
So
Carson
stoked
Storch,
for these guys, yeah.
third, Tom van Steenbergen second, Cam Zink. Man, what a story today. So much to digest. Another legendary event out here.
Wow.
I feel like every time we have Cam on camera, it's, oh my. He's
You
just
just
like,
can't believe it. You said he won this event in 2010, correct?
He did.
It's now 2023, and he's back on top. Amazing longevity career-wise.
How about this one? So in 2013, when he was third and he backflipped the Icon Sender, that was a huge deal for the sport, one of the biggest things that had ever been done. Amanda was pregnant with Ayla. Now Ayla's standing here watching. She's doing standing backflips in the parking lot 10 years later. And Cam Zink does it. You know he's been kicking himself for 10 years as well, because that year he flipped the Icon and then didn't finish his run with another banger. He added the 360 drop here today and claims victory.
Team Arctic Thunder, dude.
This is storybook type ending right here for this year's Rampage. Wow.
That was the scariest train of my entire life. I couldn't see shit. That's not chill here. Dude, I'm so stoked. You're a boss.
Thanks,
And
buddy.
Kyle.
Dude,
Kyle's fucking
laced
winner,
it, huh?
dude. He
Fucking
that is the most
huh?
insane redemption of
That
all
was,
time.
I think that was his best run ever, even though the score didn't show. But
He did a gainer for the first time in
long time.
All right.
Finish line corral. What's going on? What's the story?
Oh, wow. Well, it's just been so fun to, like, you know, Cam and Carson are talking about that train and the run, but Cam, I mean, congratulations. I keep going back to a soundbite you said, I want to say it was last year, where you're like, I still want to win this event one more time. Well, you have just done that. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I mean, these are the kind of moments, like right here with you, are the ones I'll treasure forever. Like, just to, what it all means and how much work we put into it and how much stress and visualization and all the injuries. And I mean, I feel like I should have won this event 5-6 times by now, because every time I show up, I'm like, I'm going to win it. And I mess up one way or another, or, you know, the judges maybe or something. But it's, God, it's just like it happened again. And it feels like it, because I dream about it constantly, and it finally happened again. I mean, 13 years ago is the other time I won it, and 10 years since I flipped that thing with when it was the Oakley Icon Center. It's kind of crazy to think there's how many careers have come and gone in 10, 13 years, you know, to just be, I want it bad. I love it. I don't want to quit. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I absolutely love it. These are the best times of my life out here, having my family here, and God, I just, I want to show this old man and my daughter how hard work and overcoming risk is, you know, makes your life like a far-fetched movie. Like, these are the moments that make me feel like I'm literally living in like the coolest movie with the heaviest emotions ever.
Yeah, and I want to say, going back to that backflip and the Icon, the Sender, you know, you backflipped again here 10 years later, like you mentioned. The children weren't even part of the picture yet. They were getting there.
Kinda.
They were kind of there. They were there, kind of, almost. But now they're here in person to support you, and they've always been here the last 10 years.
Yeah, there's a little doubt in, you know, in any athlete, right? Especially when you're doing something that could, you know, is life-threatening at some point. So Ayla was in Mama's belly in the last Oakley Center, and I just clipped my femoral artery, and I was in and out of the hospital that week, didn't really get any practice, so I did what I came here to do, but didn't have time to practice anything else and cruised the end and just got a third place and a best trick. But that was one of the many moments out here to where I had the win and something just didn't line up. So just to be here and persevere, keep charging, and you know, I've the doubt of not being able to show them of what I'm made of, you know, when they can remember things, you know. So to be here and have this be in their memory, you know, that daddy actually, you know, they have an idea of what I did, and hopefully it can push them to live out their wildest dreams.
You know, and take a moment just to let this really sit in, that you are the 2023 Red Bull Rampage champion after all of these years. How do you sum that up?
I mean, like crying. I don't really know. It's everything. It's literally everything to me. We devote our life to this sport. The hours, you know, I mean, she's bawling every time, and she's terrified. She has a harder job than I do because she's just worried about me dying out here, and knows what, you know, she knows that I'm calculated, but no one really understands how calculated I am. They just kind of think that I'm just jumping off of cliffs, you know, blindly, but she has a bit of idea, but still, it seems so far-fetched to do the things that we're striving to do and push the sport. And God, I'm just so fortunate for this sport and this event to the best moments of my life.
Let this sink in. Congratulations. What a moment for you and your family.
Thank you. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. You got a broken wing, huh?
I do have a broken wing. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tina Dixon with the broken wing, sending it on her mountain bike herself. Let's not forget she's not afraid to get after it. But what an incredible interview there. You know, you talk about the measure of who these riders are as human beings, and you listen to Zink there. Over the course of this last decade plus, the things that he's overcome on and off the bike, to be able to have this moment at 37 years old, we're saying, oh, the oldest guy at Rampage, the oldest guy at Rampage. What do you even say?
You sometimes don't get the highs without the lows. There's so many uncomfortable moments that he goes through every single Rampage. All of these riders go through every single Rampage. And it's moments like this right here that remind everybody why they do it, why they go through all the challenges. And it is inspirational to everybody out there watching, listening, no matter what they're pursuing. That guy has gotten all of us to do things in the past.
For sure.
It is contagious. And it's moments like that, speeches like that, that are so inspirational.
Now, you said something earlier at the beginning of the week, without friction, there is no progress. And he is the example of going up against that friction, and look at the results that you can get. We're gonna try to make sense of what has arguably been the best Red Bull Rampage that we've ever seen here in 2023. When we come back, take a look at the final results. Cam Zink with that big 95. Tom van Steenbergen, Carson Storch bringing up the rear. That celebratory train will be unforgettable. But we'll tell you all the things that happened and just try to make sense of it on our Rampage post show, which is presented by Oanda. Stay with us.
Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now.
Have you ever stared at a picture and it came alive? They say every rider has a calling. 15 athletes on their mind trip through Europe. A fantastic ride into the wildest dreams of biking. The Old World, now available on Red Bull TV.
Take a look inside.
And he was going so fast!
If you make one mistake, it's game over.
The menacing world of mountain bike racing.
What do you mean by menacing?
With 6 off-the-chain stories from up-and-coming rookies.
We have a good time.
To experienced riders.
Don't film this foot.
Race tapes, now available on Red Bull TV. A new perspective on the streets of San Francisco.
Daddy!
Join Danny McCaskill on his very special sightseeing tour. Imagination running wild and taking no prisoners.
Welcome to The Rock.
Because making it look easy can be pretty hard. Will he send it?
Hell yeah!
Danny McCaskill, Postcard from San Francisco. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back, folks, to the Oanda post show here at Red Bull Rampage. 2023. Folks are gathered around here in the corral as we're getting ready to give away some hardware. One of the things that we just referred to during the break is that the helicopter, the medical helicopter, didn't have to do work today.
We want him lazy.
We want that pilot to be bummed that he didn't have to fly today.
Why am I here?
Just so stoked that all the riders were able to walk away relatively healthy. Let's take a look at winning run, shall we?
We shall.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Take us through it.
Come on, Nikolai. Cam Zink up here with all the pressure on. After throwing away run number 1, he was pissed visibly. And then he dropped the hammer.
Yeah, he was fired up. This first section is so steep, and he was just cleaning it, looking so good all the way through. This unexpected flip knack coming up right here was just so well executed. Boom, perfect landing.
All these smaller moments, you go, don't throw it away on that.
Yeah, exactly. He went a little long there and then also long here because he cased before. And then the commitment level.
I was standing right across from that, and as we watched him pull with all of life and started to go a little off rotation, it looked like he was gonna go off to the left.
On a small drop, that pull wouldn't have worked, and look at this.
After
it up.
After the big flip, to be so composed, to get a perfect 3-drop there at the end, unbelievable composure, unbelievable determination, and just an overall incredible performance from Cam Zink.
How about this right now? We're watching the winning run, and the wind comes up. It's knocking our monitors over. It's like we just got it in time.
And that's got to feel, like he said, Cam Zink said, I feel like I'm living my life in a movie.
Who scripted this? Like, can you? I don't know.
I don't know.
It'd be like if somebody could pull that off, you'd be like, all right, hopefully you're making money, scripter, because that was one heck of a show.
Indeed. Well, the people spoke loudly in who they were voting for their moment of the day. And our GoPro moment of the day also matches the voice of the people, as the Spaniard, Bienvenido, Aguado, Alba said, take this.
You know the first thing I'm going to do when I see him is say, you did it twice, man. The second one, was that for fun? He was buzzing so hard after the first one. He said, I'm done, I'm over it. We saw him chuck the helmet. The next thing you know, he's up at the top of the course. He does it all over again. It was incredible.
Yeah, Bienve put on a performance that he was really hoping for today. I mean, no one's ever successfully front flipped the Canyon Gap at Rampage, and he goes 2 for 2, no problem.
Especially after the way that he's wrestled with that thing in the past. And I just was told that the people actually have one. He is the T-Mobile moment of the day. Bienvenido gets the vote with a 32%. Wait, that was close there between him and Godziek.
I was going to say bravo, but tight competition out there. Szymon Godziek, People's Champ from 2021, just 5 percentage points away, but you got to give it to Bienve, especially, I mean, he's doing it for the people. Either that second run was for himself solely, or if it was for the people. Because, man, that guy put on a show. Thinking back to that crash, Tom Van Steenbergen years ago, trying to front flip the Canyon on venue 3, right on the backside of this one. We know what can go wrong if you calculate it even the slightest percentage wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will throw it down to Tina, who is in the corral with Bienvenido.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to remember all of this because Bienve has won a lot here at the end. 3 awards you have won, and I'm going to start right now with the best trick. The front flip over the Canyon Gap. It's never been done here before at Red Bull Rampage. We got to experience the emotion that you had after you landed that. You told me, I'm done. I don't want to take a second run. Yet you get back up there and do it again.
And then I got hyped because I was struggling with my ankles because the crash from the other day was pretty painful on my ankles. But then the temperature got a little better, the warmer the better, so I got hyped to do it again. And people was like, hey, you got a little rub. I was like, I don't fucking care. I feel good with what I did, and I'm happy but I want to try a little more. And I wanted to do something in the front flip. I wanted to do a combo, but man, that speed after the double shoot, it is gnarly. You need to top 2 times the brake, then the compression, it's soft. We train with the other conditions. It was windy, so I was like, okay, I repeat, I clean it up. I go to the finish line without throwing the bike. I make it a clean arrival, and I'm happy.
Well, and then on top of that, the people were happy too because they just voted as you as the People's Choice Award.
Wow, that is insane.
That's a huge honor.
And a third one?
And the third one, the Magaza Spirit Award. Yeah, for Kelly McGarry. I mean, you just showed us all of it. How do you describe winning all 3?
Honestly, the backflip I did the first day, I was thinking on Kelly. And then rebuild the kicker at the end of the course, and it was an old from Kelly that Macau came and told me, and I was, oh, for real? So I made a little, with sticks, I made a little Kelly, and I was like, there you go, for you, bro. That is insane.
Yeah, well, you did it.
And I mean, for next year. Hey!
Everyone remembers that backflip, Kelly McGarry over the Canyon Gap, and I'm sure they will remember the front flip over the Canyon Gap. Congratulations.
So happy. Thanks, Tina.
Thank you, Tina. Trick of the day, rider of the day, Magaza Spirit Award. That's the greatest hat trick that you could possibly have at Red Bull Rampage.
He was soaking it up. He's like, all right, that's 2 awards. What's the next one? What else?
Tell him what else he's won.
Yeah.
That is remarkable to hear that he wanted a front flip variation in there. And just a note, Bienvenido's voice doesn't always sound like that. He had a big crash in practice, and he had to go to the emergency room, and his vocal cords are swollen. So that's why his voice just sounds a little funky right there.
Handlebars. He landed, and it even adds to the story of the fact that took place on the Canyon Gap. He went long. He compressed into the bike, took the handlebars to the throat. His vocal cords are incredibly swollen. And just another little souvenir, as well as those 3 awards.
And he doesn't even talk about that. He just is like, oh, you know, my ankles. Yeah. Not talking about the fact that he took bars to the throat.
He's not talking about it because he can barely talk.
Man, that spirit, man, that energy that the Spaniards have is unique. I think Tina has the winner of the Toughness Award.
Yeah, with Kyle Strait. Kyle, you know, there's the award given away. Well, there's several awards given away at the end of Red Bull Rampage, and one of them is the Toughness Award. And that goes to you. You know, the interview that we had even before this when you were talking about the internet says we're too old. But you came back and you're like, nope. And now the Toughness Award. What do you have to say about that?
I can't believe it. You know, surprisingly, I'm not usually the toughest, but on today, I succeeded. So I'm stoked, and thank you guys.
To come back to Red Bull Rampage, I mean, you've been part of everyone. You've been at this event, everyone, and every year it just gets better and better. How do you put into words what happened today?
What happened today was a lot of amazing riders, minimal wind, and giving us the chance and the opportunity to show what we can do. Yeah. You know what, this is what we love to do, and that's why we're here.
And when you have the opportunity to show us, I'm sure the crowd, we all appreciate it.
Oh man, that helps us so much. We can hear you all the way down, and you know what I mean? It's the Thunderdome. It's insane. It's an incredible feeling out here. Yeah. So thank you all to everyone.
Well, and thank you so much, Kyle, and congrats on this award.
Thank you.
I love that he said, oh, I don't know if I'm that tough. Like three broken backs later, and coming back and doing what he did off of that sender. Incredible.
That's what tough guys say.
Yeah, tough guys say they're not tough.
Yeah.
We got plenty more awards to give out here. Stick with us here on our Oanda Red Bull Rampage 2023 post-show.
It's always a struggle out here. There's a big crowd. You've thought about this contest the whole life.
The bike events everyone talks about.
I'm going for podium for sure.
It's more than just watching any championships.
Oh, and he stops it!
It's about progression, style, spirit, and community.
if I have to go as fast as I can or if I have to look like I'm fast.
And fast is fun.
360, bar spin, top tower. Here we go, we're off. An incredible ride. Whoa, mother. That was a good one.
Bike on Red Bull TV. Look up at the sky.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
This is definitely Chris. Hopefully that parachute works.
A behind the scenes about a mind-blowing project. Featuring Chris Kyle riding his bike in the sky.
It's something that has never, ever been attempted before.
Don't Look Down. Now available on Red Bull TV. Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now.
There you see the crowd. They're looking for some more hardware here as we are in the Aguado post show here at Red Bull Rampage 2023. Salema Masekela, Cam McCall, Nikolai Rogatkin. I was just saying during the break, there's really no other event that I have ever commentated in my life where the mental battle before actually going into physical battle is so long and so involved for these riders.
And I was thinking when you said that, especially in mainstream sports where the buzzer goes off and you're playing the whole time. You know, you're focused, you're in there, you're making improvisational choices based on instinct. Out here, it's sit, stagnate, stay positive, and then perform, you know? And for those who can avoid that stagnation part of it, you know, they find themselves victorious.
And then somehow be able to throw style in the midst of all that. As Tina Dixon, I believe, is on standby with our winner of the Michelin Style Award.
Yes, that's right. I am standing with Emil, who I was like, I don't know what award I've won. Well, you've won the Michelin Style Award here at the 2023 Red Bull Rampage. Emil, you've been so dominant in slope style. So how meaningful is it to you to be able to bring those skills to the mountain and perform like you did?
Yeah, it's everything to me. Like, honestly, I never really tried to identify myself only as a slopestyle rider. I love riding all sorts of bikes, so I'm a free rider at heart, and to be out here again feels awesome. So, yeah, I can't wait to get back.
You know, that second run, I think you surprised a lot of us with those tricks up the top. When was the decision made to, like, you know what, I think I'm going to do just a couple little variations here?
Basically, after my first run, I still felt like I had more in the tank, and I didn't really get what I wanted in the first run, and definitely not in the second run as well. But yeah, couldn't be happier just to make it down the bottom, and I'm in one piece and healthy. I've had a rough couple of weeks leading up to this event trying to prep, so to be here and being able to ride with, even though the shoulder isn't ideal, it's been awesome, and I had an awesome team that helped me dig all the features on the course. So no, it's been a good time.
Yeah, and riding with style, nonetheless. Congratulations on the Michelin Style Award.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, Salema.
I love that. I love that the most decorated guy in Crankworks is so like humble in his approach to coming here to Rampage.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive mindset from Emil. Such a dominator when it comes to slopestyle, and such a skilled bike rider. I mean, to come out here and be the most stylish guy out of everyone is incredible, and
more to come.
Yeah, we're going to see him back.
Plenty more to come. I just got an update on Clemens Kaudela. He has a minor hand injury, but he is going to be just fine. So how stoked are we on that?
That's icing on the cake right there. It's so tough, those moments when we see our buddies go down. And we're just so grateful to see them both pop up and to hear that the injuries are minimal. We saw Clemens with a smile on his face, and we saw Todd Barber say, he'll be back.
Yeah, for sure. Digger Award. The Diggers Award is going to Team Boggs, Reed Boggs' team.
Yo, yes, that's well deserved.
We would love to spend some time and interview them, but when I came down to join you guys, they were still up on the mountain. How can I say? Enjoying and celebrating the fruitage of their work with some tins, as the Australians would say. So congratulations to them. I'm sure they'll be stoked once they figure it out.
They're stoked already.
Exactly.
They don't even need to figure it out. They're already stoked.
That team has really done some impressive builds. If you see some of the rock stacks, you see the build in the lily pad up top. They are a very, very impressive dig team. So big shout out to Alan Mandel and Caleb Polanco, the diggers for Boggs. And yeah, Boggs did quite a performance for himself as well.
Yeah, when Boggs, I think when he bar spinned onto that lily pad and came out, they lost it like he just won an event. They're just high-fiving and jumping all around. But that passion and seeing all that work for the last 10 days result in seeing their boy being able to just like lace that whole thing was incredible.
Great team, too. I mean, those two guys, Caleb Polanco and Alan Mandel, they're fantastic riders in their own right. And for all these riders out here, it's hard to find the perfect build team, the ones you can bounce ideas off of, but also have the engineering ability to figure out how to construct these things, and then the physical strength to move the rocks, shovel the dirt. Kudos.
I mean, they were out there like Augusta National with every single pebble brushing and explaining the difference in speed control that makes. We're going to give away the big awards when we come back. Stay with us. The podium is going to get lit up here on the Oanda Red Bull Rampage 2023 post-show.
Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now if you want to get to the top. You have to dig deep.
Pull the dirt down, shovel the dirt over, pull some more dirt down. Bingo, bango, bongo.
A story of dedication, teamwork, and friendship. Steps to the top. Now available on Red Bull TV.
I'm Matt Jones, I'm a professional freestyle mountain bike rider, and I'm attempting 3 world's first tricks that have never been done on a mountain bike. And I'm tackling this project with my twin brother, Jono. It's going to be a journey. No points at all for that. Are you going to hit me if I stand here? No.
Matt Jones, Design and Conquer. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Look at the time from Stevie Smith. He takes his first ever World Cup win.
The making of a legend. Stevie Smith, a.k.a. the Chainsaw.
He was a bit unpredictable, he was creative, he was wild.
He did have a great life, full of giggles and laughs and adrenaline.
The untold story of a true champion. Long live Chainsaw.
Now available on Red Bull TV.
Really awesomely fun.
We love the fact that the crowds do not leave. They stay for that hardware to be given out because we're making history here at Red Bull Rampage 2023. Welcome back to the Oanda Post Show. Salama Masekela here with Cam McCall and Nikolai Regatkin. How fired up are you guys on how the sport has moved forward today?
You said it. You said, which was quite possibly the best Red Bull Rampage. I mean, I don't know if it's just heat of the moment excitement, but that was, I can't imagine a better show. And we have the full spectrum, people going huge like Cam Zink, and then the technicality that hint at what's possible bringing slopestyle tricks into the big mountain and everything in between.
Oh yeah, the level today was unbelievable, and the fact that we got 2 runs and people stepping it up in the second run just made for such an incredible show. And for the guys who are winning the awards, big up to them because it's a huge, huge day.
Well, all we do is step up and watch people go mad on Red Bull TV. So we're going to be going from the mountain biking stage to the B-boy stage in Paris, the international B-boy breaking stage. The B-boys and B-girls and what's happening in breakdancing, mind-boggling. Have a look.
It's been around for 2 decades.
Boom! World-class breakers are breaking new ground. The Red Bull BC1 World Final is coming in hot for its 20th edition with 1v1 battles at the iconic Roland Garros Stadium in Paris.
Voila.
Who will be victorious? Red Bull BC1 World Final, October 21st, live on Red Bull TV.
One of my biggest regrets in all of my years with Red Bull is that I've never been to a BC1. I got to change that.
I thought you were going to say that you can't break dance.
No, I used to. I used to be ill.
You had some game?
As a youngster growing up in New York City, b-boying was my thing. I think that actually gave me I took those skills when I was late to shredding. I was like, oh, I know this from b-boying. There's crossover there. Yeah, we want to thank our friends at BF Goodrich for our new feature that we had this year, having Gully in there, being our Gene Steretor with the judges. What's your take on this Rampage, Gully?
Well, I think Zink said it best. Take that, Internet. It's amazing to see those guys come back and absolutely step up, retain their positions as icons at the top. And I'm just so stoked for them. I know it's been a long road back, and holy heck am I stoked. Overall, seeing Tom van Steenbergen coming back after his femur injury, took it easy last year, but definitely gave us a show this year. And Carson, he's due for a win in his near future, doing amazing. I'm so stoked on the podium we had this year. Bienvenido's front flip over the canyon, those 3 hits back-to-back were sensational. Oh my goodness, there's just so many great things to go over this year. The wind was dead, energy was up, and the show was all time.
And Jeff Gullovich made it like he'd done this 1,000 times before. Absolutely crushed it.
For sure.
Thank you.
Your final thoughts, Nikolai?
Ooh, there's a lot of final thoughts to say. I mean, Gully just covered it really well. It's really insane to see a legend back on top, Zink. But overall, the show today is just exactly what we wish for. Like, good conditions, couple big slams, but seems like everyone's pretty much okay. Like we said, the heli didn't have to come in, and some suspense in those second runs. So I would like more Rampages like this. This is a good one.
Yeah, ideal.
This just proved there are multiple ways of winning Red Bull Rampage. Thinking back, the last 2 events, they were one on single crown forks doing slopestyle tricks. Yes, we saw riding like that out there today, which was amazing, and I'm sure we will see a single crown win again in the future. But for anybody who's thinking a dual crown, massive send approach could never win Red Bull Rampage again, put that in your pipe and smoke it. It's still anybody's game out there, and there's so many different ways to skin that cat. That was an insane event.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the excitement of what this next generation brings and the innovation that's crossing over from slopestyle. But at the end of the day, like, how rowdy can you get out here, and when you're just exploiting the edge of what these mountains have to give you, and to see Cam come through and be like, yeah, I'm 37, and this is what you got to be able. Can you put yourself out here like this on the line? Is epic. Absolutely epic.
I mean, Cam and I were talking before the show as well. This year's field of riders were so easy to root for. There were legends of the sport, rookies at Rampage, guys that have been here but have more to prove. We're just rooting so hard for every single rider, and they should all be proud of their performance nonetheless.
Yeah, I just love that this event is like all aspects of bike riding. Like, you can throw all of it in here to Rampage. It all gets to shine.
Mountain biking's pretty rad.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Next year, maybe we'll actually get Reggie Miller out here with us on the deck.
Better be.
We thank him for getting us on air and setting the tone. Thank you guys for watching again a legendary Red Bull Rampage 2023. Salama Masekela, Cam McCall, Nikolai Rogatkin, Tina Dixon, Gully, and all the people that work behind the scenes to make this happen, thank you for once again tuning in and watching history be made in freeride mountain biking. We will see you next year at Rampage.